can sit your drink on, yeah.
Okay, I'm just.
Here we go. All right, and we are live. Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday night. Let me make sure I'm getting out on this side over here. Refresh this, put up the thumbnail here. All right. LA it is. Here we go. Let's change out the thumbnail. Got a few other things to do too. Man, this is so time consuming now to do all this stuff. It just makes me crazy. All right, let's get the thumbnail. Like you said, it used to be so easy. You just go on the phone or go on your laptop and hit a few buttons and you're live. Those days are long gone. Let's save that. What else we got here? Flip that on. Done with that. Come on. Save that. All right. See how long it takes to go through all that stuff? You have to do that too, right?
Well,
You seem a bit fast. I don't know. I'm running through all these.
Well, I'm doing it through my phone. You're doing it through the laptop.
I know.
I just do the.
Driving me crazy.
Yeah.
All right. It's a Daisy Duke kind of night. I told Marshall these shorts get better with these Daisy Dukes get better with age. I can't believe you wore these to the Chinchilla Bakery in in Dearborn, Michigan. All right, let's see if we are here. Yes, we are, and we've got some people on tonight. Good evening, everybody. I'm just doing the final adjustments here. Timothy Martin, Spirits Prepping. Well, it's not so much get his way. I came to realize tonight in thinking about looking kinky, like I always say, Daisy Dukes get better with they get better with age as you wear them, you know. Anyway, I haven't brought, and good evening, Marshall.
Good evening.
I haven't brought a lot of content from LA before. I've brought tons of content from from Vegas. I do have some cinematic LA videos. How you doing? Nice to see you, Seattle. Yeah, we're back wearing our cowboy hats. I got mine from Los Algodones.
Me too.
And I've thought tonight, and I thought, it's not just my own decision, but I thought I've brought a lot of content from Vegas, but I haven't brought a lot of content from LA because usually I've been visiting family or hanging out and just having like Thanksgiving vacation and all that. So tonight, hello Juju B. So hey Judy, thank you. So tonight, I just thought, okay, we'll do LA. Now the good news of that is Marshall can't say. What did I say? You can't complain at all about about going to LA. If we were, hey Julie, if we were going to Vegas, I know a couple things. Number one, when we left Vegas, Marshall would say, "Hey, I had a really good time. It was a lot of fun in Vegas. You can't not have fun in Vegas. You may not agree, but I think that you can't not have fun."
But
Las Vegas, number one, and number two, I would have probably gotten rich for every time Marshall complained about something. I would earn $1 every time he.
Well, I think every experience that we had in Vegas over the years, Rosie, everyone was a little bit quite different. Every time it was different because of the people or what we did.
Hey, Missy.
But I think what was cool about this time was we did the massive chooch with all the people. That was fun.
That was the biggest chooch ever on the
That
YouTube.
was cool
What
for
do we have?
Rosie.
5 people or 6 people? How many
Right.
people do we have on that?
But what I really enjoyed even more
Thank you, Lolly.
is the driving string that we did at Vegas, because we got a really good. We saw some things in Vegas that we didn't see, and that was kind of cool. That was kind of
Is that
different.
the one we went out Boulder Highway and we saw that weird lights? That
Remember
just,
the crackhead
Yeah.
that was throwing the rocks at
Yeah.
the Harley?
Yeah. Remember the weird motel,
The
the,
weird
desert
motels,
motel
yeah.
or whatever. The
And
Desert Song Motel. How you doing, Janet? Welcome aboard tonight.
But you know what, Rosie, with there wasn't, the streets were pretty quiet in Vegas. Wouldn't you say, compared to Chicago or to?
But remember the nights we were there. We weren't there when it's popping on a weekend. We were
It was
like
a weekday.
we were like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday or something like that. So,
Right.
So we're committed to LA now. The question is, which LA is huge. It's it's 3 million people in LA, and you've got to decide which area to be in LA and what kind of content that you want to bring from LA. That's a big question. Places I think Marsha would enjoy: Venice Beach. I don't know how bohemian. I don't know how what your tolerance is for people that live. I don't want to say they live bums, but they're happy with the life that they live. A very low money life, but high quality in terms of
freedom,
living exactly what they want to do every day.
Single
Yeah, every single day.
Right.
They're living exactly what they want to do. And
Right.
I'm gonna just put this out first. So he said make sure you get your walking girdle so you can be comfortable walking around LA. Let me enlarge the side chat. I'm good at making things bigger here. I have a natural knack for making things swell up. Let me just enlarge this so I can get this chat a little bigger so I can see it over here. And then there we go. That's better. Now I can see everything that's going on. There we go. Is Marshall, and I'm saying, you did say that, and I take a little chooch up to the do Olivera Street. There's a couple things definitely to see down there, but we have to have some pride. I've seen everything in LA. I've not really done the hoods. Not really done the hoods per se in LA. I've not gone Skid Row. I've not gone up South Central. I would like to go back to South Central and revisit the Rodney King incident on that street where it took place there. Recap those events. What exactly happened? In light of the what was that? The Rodney King beating. Host, you looking good today? Yesterday and the day before, you looking good. Oh, thank you very much, Fam RL. I appreciate that. It will hate Venice. Those effing dudes are real alpha males and make them feel like a beta. There you go, Missy. In what way, Julie Arming Mom? Because I've been down to. I did a cinematic Venice video. I think it's on the Murphy channel. What do you think that they would be alphas down there? My experience was they were very bohemian. They wanted a wide open life, They didn't want to be told what to do by the man, but they weren't disrespectful down there. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see Skid Row. We'll get down there. Matter of fact, I got to see what the Skid Row is right now. Let me see.
Yeah, Rosie.
What are your thoughts, Marshall, initially? You're going to LA. We're going to be approaching over the 5.
Before
going up over the Grapevine. We've been there before. Dropping down into the Angeles National Forest, coming in through the Six Flags, their amusement park, and right down into like like the western side of
Right.
LA. We'll see Griffith Park as we come through the Griffith Park Observatory and all that. They say the Hollywood sign is haunted by an actress that committed suicide by jumping off that sign. Wow.
So with LA um, with Los Angeles, we're going for, is it 3 days or four?
Yeah, I think it's go down on
3
a
days.
Thursday and come back on a Sunday.
Okay,
I
so
believe.
if we have 3 days to be in Los Angeles,
Got actually Friday, Saturday. I mean, if we like go down Thursday, you got to leave early in the morning. Hopefully, you can beat the rush hour traffic around around the East Bay and all that mess, and then be on the I-5. You can be down there at 2 p.m. in the afternoon or something
right?
like that.
So if we do,
How you doing, Johnny Wad? What's going on?
I think if we do, if we have 3 days there, um, if we do a cultural tour of Los Angeles, it would have to be kind of like in the daytime to show people the different cultures and foods and neighborhoods, and then in the nighttime, you could do. I guess you could have a two. It would be a two. Um, for every day, you would do two things. So, say one day you do all the cultural neighborhoods in the daytime and show people all that, and then in the nighttime you could do the good in the hood, and then the second day you would do all the
Well,
main
if you
tourist
do the good in
attractions.
the hood at nighttime, you're not going to see anything on Skid Row. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Okay, for nighttime, you want to have like views. Think of views like driving around, seeing what's cool, like spending time in West Hollywood and stuff, and
Oh, where it's
checking out
lit up.
the
Okay,
checking out the
check
scene
it out.
there.
Okay. So in the
The
nighttime you would want
Skid Row,
in the nighttime you want to do the nightlife areas and
right,
the glitz and glamour, the lights, right?
right.
And you're saying in the daytime you want to do the hood?
Well, I
You
mean,
said
what are you going to see at nighttime if you
it's
go
kind of
through
dark,
the
yeah.
if you go through the hood down
Right.
there, right? But the
So
I-5 runs right, basically right by the hood,
right.
down there, right by where Dodger Stadium is in Chinatown.
So let me look up
It's
worst
on
areas of Los Angeles.
Alameda Street.
Top 10 worst Los Angeles neighborhoods. Let's see what they're saying here. Okay.
No, we're not taking. We're just taking my van down. He's
so-
really showing the ugly side. Yeah, there you go, Matt and Eric.
So I'm
That
gonna
it
throw
is.
some of these names out to you. Let's see what
Okay.
you think. The number one. Well, we're starting from the least worst. The number 10 worst they're saying is Hollywood. Is it bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get one street off of Hollywood, and it's not violence, but there's a lot of people sleeping in their vehicles and RVs on the streets. And
RVs,
stuff.
okay.
Broken down RVs, fifth wheels that people were. Hey, icy. Hey,
So,
lemon day.
South Los Angeles. Bad.
South LA. It depends.
Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Southeast Los Angeles.
Yeah. They're talking about
Central.
Norwalk. You're
Is that,
talking
are
about
these
Bell Garden.
what kind of areas are they race wise?
Mostly
What?
predominantly Mexican.
Okay.
And
Central City East.
yeah, that's where the Skid Row is.
Watts.
Watts is okay. It's a mix of black and Mexican.
There's ranking West.
I did
Watts.
okay there. I flew the drone there, so.
Okay, they're saying Watts is worse than Central. West Adams.
I don't know West Adams. I don't think I've been in there.
Downtown.
Downtown nowadays, yeah, it used to be beautiful by the city hall and things down there.
They're saying that
And now, by the Times, the LA Times building, now there's so many people sleeping on the streets down there, the gateway to Chinatown. That and they're very militant on the street. They're not, they're not going to move so
They're not
that you
gonna
can
budge.
walk down the sidewalk. You have to walk in the street to get around people.
So
Hey,
this,
Opiami. Oh, thank you, Opiami. The Lamingtons. Thank you. Yeah, they were. I was surprised they turned out pretty good. Hello, Ward. How are you? These to me are the ultimate shorts. These are great. They're
So
might as well
the
be painted on.
Skid Row is in wholesale district,
Well, the fashion district down there.
and they're saying fashion district is number one worst.
Yeah.
That's top
Yeah,
of
because that's where Skid Row is. It's south of the Dodger Stadium, Chavez Ravine down there. It's Alameda Street down in that area down there. Find a good dim sum. Yeah, I'm going to be eating. I'm going to be mainly concentrating on ethnic food this time in LA. I'm not going to mind eating Middle Eastern food, Persian food, because they're not things I can get around here. I can get the best Italian food in the world right here. I can get decent Chinese food. I would like to go into Chinatown, but we have to be very targeted. The worst thing that we could do is try to do too much at one time down here, and then it becomes overwhelming. It's how do you see Chicago in one day? It's impossible.
right.
I haven't been on top of Willits Tower yet up there. There's things I haven't done. I did the things I wanted to see where, like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre occurred on Clark Street, and I went down to show the Biograph Theater where John Dillinger got gunned down, leaving the theater. So, shawarma.
So Rosie,
Yeah, it does, Johnny Watt. It has all those same problems down there.
just a couple things I wanted to touch on before we get more.
Let's see. Lemon Days had best breakfast ever in downtown LA. It's called the Pantry. I do a lot for Skid Row. That's good. I'm glad, Susie, that the Kardashians, they should, for those who have much, much is required, in my opinion. If you have, if you're as wealthy as they are, you have an obligation to give back.
Right.
But be careful. Don't create a sense of entitlement among people that that we want to support that forever. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, let's talk about sites in LA. Skid Row. Population is 4,757 people. They talk about Compton. People always say, I dare you to walk around Compton. Let's look up Compton is really on the way to Long Beach down there. It's on the 710. It borders the 710 freeway.
So there were just two quick things I wanted to touch on.
So we'll have to drive through Compton. They're always telling me, whiskey OGs,
tell me Compton is the worst.
You guys won't drive through Compton and all that. So definitely will.
So just two things I wanted to touch on real quick.
Yeah, you can see my videos, Susie. I did a video on the St. Valentine's Massacre area. I went behind where the building's no longer there, where the garage. But the place where Capone's people kept an eye on the garage, behind the building, behind the apartment house, is still standing in the alley and all that. And the alley's where they drove up behind and dressed as policemen and came out. Whorehouse, please.
So I just wanted to touch on two things real quick, because Los Angeles is a very long discussion. It's a big city. Just two quick things.
Sure.
In the year of 2019, what was your most memorable scary moment with D-Dubs?
D got me out of some tough situations. I felt like this young Alabama hoodlum couple was starting to be a little abusive and getting a little bit of grabby. Utah was bad, but also down in near the D and on Fremont Street. And then D came to the rescue. They started getting a little touchy-feely and grabby down there, and that got a little tough.
What about the incident in Utah?
Yeah, Utah was terrible. Utah was awful. You can see it. We were out there chooching. Number one, I almost passed out. I had no liquid. And thank God D went in and found a place to buy a bottled water for me because I was just about ready to fall over.
And the
And
incident
the
with
street was on West Temple Street. There was a motel. D had told the story when he first got to, he was trying to get to Vegas and the bus broke down in Salt Lake.
yeah,
Okay, then they got another bus and the second bus broke down. So they put these people in an Econo Lodge motel in the worst area. You don't associate Salt Lake with really bad,
that has some
bad.
sort of a
It's a
wrought iron
Mormon.
gate.
It's
Yeah.
a Mormon
Mormon
place, right?
place.
I mean, I go to the Mormon temple. I show people the, with you and I are
Nice.
showing
Those
all the
people were
blonde
nice,
hair,
yeah.
blue eyed people getting married, the high life, and State Street, and all that stuff. And then we go over to West Temple Street, and my God, it's a
Different
motel.
world. Yeah.
It's behind a chain link fence that rolls open and closed. The motel office has a hole that somebody took a shotgun and blasted a hole into the window.
Yeah.
And everybody's hanging on the streets. It's hot, okay. And we come rolling down, and of course Rosie's got her camera rolling, and man,
Right.
it was on at that point.
And so that
And
lady
that
came
chick
at you.
started coming at me, and I thought this is the first. And I was
Was she a
telling
black
people on
chick?
cam,
Was she
no,
black?
I
Was
was
she
telling people on cam, hey Liberty, I was telling people on cam that she's going to be the first one I discharge my pepper spray on. I've been carrying this thing since December of 2018, and she's going to be the first one that I discharge this pepper spray on. Okay, luckily some of her friends grabbed her and pulled her back from the scene because she came this close. How you doing, Sherry Anna?
To getting sprayed.
She came that close, man. She was up in my grill, and I'm like, hey, man, I am on a public street here. I have a right to video what's out here. I'm not poking into your home.
Right.
I'm walking a sidewalk here. Now, to me, there's a difference between doing that and sticking your camera in somebody's window or somebody's
Something
house.
like
I'm
that.
on a public street. Okay. Now, when we first went there and we parked at the Econo Lodge.
Were you videotaping
And
the
I
house?
told D, well, we walked into where the motel was. It was the worst motel I've ever seen in my life for just terrible.
Right.
We park at the Econo Lodge, and we walk over, and I'm like, hey, D, this ain't that bad. And he's like, well, wait till we come back. He's like, wait till we come back later today. He's like, hold judgment on that. Wait till we come back. Number one, we got caught at the train. Does anybody remember the train was coming through it? And I didn't know whether to hop over. The train was blocking the road, right? And I didn't know whether to hop over the train. And just when I finally decided I'm going to go for it and hop over the train and go the train starts moving. You know, it was a long.
And then the incident with Frank.
Yeah, well, Frank got a little
was...
grabby. He got a little hot for. You know,
Wasn't that
he mistook friendliness for being a working girl on the street. Okay, that was his problem. Under the 101, he will fit right in there. You're rehashing way, but this one feels different.
Was the incident with Mr. Z in San Francisco? Was that in 2019?
That was the number one.
Was that in 2019?
That was in April of 2019.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a number one.
Mr. Z wanted to go back and see where he grew up in the Presidio, because he was.
You said someone almost got stabbed.
He was the son of a military person.
Someone almost got stabbed, right? Or they were trying to stab.
Yeah, somebody pulled a knife. Somebody threw some milk. The San Francisco was the number one worst of all time. I thought we were going to get. I thought we were going to get physically hurt on that street. Something was going to happen, and because there were so many people simultaneously yelling from both sides of the street. Why did bitch still have her camera? Somebody go snatch that thing and smash that. You know, it started getting
getting dicey. Yeah.
And of course, I held my ground. You know, I'm not one to back down from anybody. But man, that was, and I felt bad for Missy. You see, it's better to go as a solo woman if you're going to do that, or a T girl. It's better to go solo than to be with a guy. Worst of all would be a group of guys walking through like you're a bunch of sociologists or something studying and doing video, because it will be on. And they will be swinging punches and they will be smashing your equipment, and the cops ain't gonna really care down there, okay? That was bad, Marshall. That was number one. Salt Lake City was number two.
And then the situation with Frank was
Yeah.
three. Or
Number three was when I got pinched in the alley in Little Cambodia in Oakland. The guy came down and
The Vietnamese guy.
yeah, the Cambodian guy, and started wedging me between the brick wall of the warehouse and the mirror in his car, and ended up dropping my camera to save it from being smashed against
and
the.
what was the most moment that you were most worried about when you were with me? Was there any time that you could say the most kind of where it got dicey?
Yeah, when we were coming out of Black's Beach,
Coming out of Black
climbing
Beach.
that hill.
What was? What do you mean, like?
When we left Black's Beach, and I was worried about, are you going to be able to make that climb? Because
Okay.
you don't do a lot of exercise.
Right.
And I was very impressed that you made that climb with nothing at all coming up on that
Right.
thing. I was nervous about that because I would have felt like I would have felt bad if something had happened. Like,
Right.
but you did. But as far as the streets and
The
stuff,
hoods.
yeah, when you were on the street in Milwaukee and you started getting a little loud about what you thought about Milwaukee, and some of the Northwestern Mutual agents
Right.
were starting to look at you, and they'd already had a few beers, and they were looking at you like it's going to be on if you say another word.
Well, I was ticked off. I was running my mouth. I was ticked off. I was ready to really go rock and roll. But I would say the time that I was worried the most is when we were on the west side of Chicago and we're on Madison and we're at that light and people just started walking on the street. Remember that?
No, which one was that?
When we were on the west side of Chicago, where I showed you where I bought my suits at. And we left that street where we almost got boxed in at, and then we came back on Madison, and I was showing you this is where I bought my suit, this is the building, and then we're on the street, and people just started walking towards the van, just walking on the street. Remember that?
Yeah,
Do you
there were
remember
a few things. South side of Chicago was pretty wild walking through where I got the hot dog, and
You thought that was worse than West Side?
not Worcester, but I can't remember the West Side situation. I
You
can't
don't
really
remember?
remember that. No.
Remember when you're in the van and I'm like, take off? There was people walking towards the van in the street.
What did I want to do? Get the video?
No, you took off. I don't know, but I'm surprised Rosie doesn't remember. But anyways, Los Angeles. So okay, so if you did, the Los Angeles thing.
Like, do you want to see LA from a foodie point of view? Do you want to see it from a cultural point of view? Do you want to see it from a tourism point of view?
No,
To me, I want to see Venice Beach. I want to hang out there if it's warm enough. I want to get a little bit of sun down there. So I will have a day down there or
Right.
somewhere down. But otherwise, I don't really even care. Yeah, Missy, things get worser and worser.
I want to see. I want to see the cultural aspects of Los Angeles, the ethnic groups.
I think my see-through bikini would be perfect.
I
for
wanna
Venice
see,
Beach.
I want to see the nightlife stuff. And as far as the tourism stuff,
I don't have any ultra. I got to get some tomorrow.
I want to see some of the tourism stuff. But the thing was, I want to do things that are free. In other words, a lot of the places they
Well,
want
Hollywood Boulevard is free,
right?
but
Free
it's
stuff.
it's mercifully short the decent part of it.
Yeah. Right.
Otherwise, it just winds into downtown L.A. But it's mercifully short. The Hollywood Boulevard. It's like 3 blocks. From Hollywood Boulevard, you can look to the. I guess it's to the east. I'm trying to think. You can look to the west, and you can see the Hollywood sign on the hills. there. So things are getting worster and worster, huh?
See. So yeah, I mean, I guess
To me, it's you want a cultural experience, you want a foodie experience, do you want the quick overlay experience of a taste of everything? See, I think you have to commit to a couple riding chooches, like the Good in the Hood.
yeah.
You start in Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hills Hotel, the Pink Lady. You go down into Rodeo Drive. At the end of Rodeo Drive is Wilshire Boulevard. You have the Wilshire Beverly Hills Hotel, and then you start making your way towards center downtown, and then you eventually start to get to the heart of downtown. And then all of a sudden, you get into the hood down there. So
where is the? You said the defined LGBT area or transsexual area. Is that in West Hollywood or is
yeah,
it?
Hollywood's all the LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ uh, area down there. Yeah, which I would be not be adverse to seeing a club
So
down there. Or something.
okay, so it's West Hollywood between Santa Monica and Sunset, east of Larrabee Street. That's what they're saying. Is that the area?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where the clubs are. I mean, you're whipping out street names that I know, but I don't know whether they're north, south, east, west. I know Hollywood Boulevard. Lots of dogs down there. Yeah, yeah.
So if you were to break down, if we were to do like a little,
We don't really know who Lisa Vanderpump is, Susie. That's the problem. So
let's see,
for us to see something like that, it would be like it wouldn't have any attraction to us, as opposed to going through the Skid Row and the Bowery and all that.
so there's a lot of Koreatown, Little Tokyo, Little
Yeah, I've been
Armenia,
Little
Thai Town,
Tokyo's
Chinatown, Little
kind of
Ethiopia,
commercial now. You walk through, it's like a mall
um,
thing. So
Little Armenia, yeah, 10 neighborhoods. It's very interesting. There's a lot of stuff. There's a Jewish neighborhood there too, right?
I really don't know a Jewish area. I mean, I want to go up to Glendale. You have the Angelus Temple up there, started by Sister Amy McPherson, who was really the first big national radio preacher in the United States, a woman. She started the Four Square Gospel Church, which still lives today. And she was very controversial with claims of being kidnapped and taken into the Phoenix. I mean, there's a lot.
Rosie, have you heard of the Limert Park Village, the African area?
Is that over near Watts? I don't know.
It's on southwest of downtown, bounded by Crenshaw Boulevard, Vernon Avenue, Limart Boulevard, and
What
Florida
is that?
Post.
Like a soul food area?
Yeah, it's like an African area. African area. Little Tokyo. Let's see what else? Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, Los Angeles got a lot to offer. Persian area, Armenian area.
Yeah, where is that area? Where is Little Iran located? You know?
That's in Westwood. I know for sure that's in Westwood. Koreatown.
That's where UCLA is. So
Yeah, that's in Westwood. Little Armenia is on. Oh, they have it's a house, a famous dwelling by Frank Lloyd Wright over there too, in Little Armenia. That'd be pretty cool. Church of Scientology is there. Um, Barnesdall Art Park.
well, Little Armenia is right by the Hollywood. You got the Hollywood Forever Cemetery there.
Thai Town
West
is.
Hollywood.
Oh, it says Thai Town is also close to Little Armenia. Little Ethiopia.
See, if you get on Santa Monica Boulevard, you go right through Beverly Hills, and then it just end up in the worst areas of the city. You just stay
Okay,
on.
Pico Robertson is a Jewish area. That's interesting to go to a Jewish area.
Santa Monica.
Pico Robertson. 30 kosher restaurants. That's pretty cool. Limerick Park. There's so much. There's a very.
Mulholland Drive. How bad was the pain? The pain was bad for about four seconds. It's very intense pain, and then then it kind of subsided. But it's painful for a couple days, but it does get better. So
Yeah, Limerick Park Village. This is a black area. Supreme. This is part of the history. You like this stuff. Blacks began moving in the area in the 1950s after Supreme Court lifted bans on non-white homeowners. Um, Included former Los Angeles Mayor Tom Bradley. Um, this place has got a lot of history. Cultural Center, Mediterranean Revival Style Vision Theater.
yeah, I'd like to go through Compton to see what all the hubbub's about. You know, whiskey OG's like, man, you got to go to Compton down there. You know. So
Oh, you know where Fairfax and Pico and Wilshire are at? Persian Square? Oh, actually, these are all close to each other. Little Armenia, Little Ethiopia, Tehran Angeles, Little Bangladesh. Um, yeah,
yeah, I
it's
don't
pretty
want to
cool.
turn the whole thing into a Middle Eastern thing because the Middle Eastern people are a tiny part of LA. Westwood Boulevard. Actually, 300,000
There's a
Iranian
lot of
Americans. There's a lot
Persians
of
and
people there.
Iranians there. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
It's a
stand
big
corrected.
deal. It's the biggest.
It's not that big a deal in a six. It's 5% of the population.
Well, it's the biggest Persian population in the country. Is in LA.
The largest population outside of Iran.
Yep.
So they were all Shah of Iran lovers and all that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that could be interesting. Will you be going to any famous cemeteries? No, I'm not going to be going to any cemeteries or observatories. I would call that kind of third tier to chooching after you've been to a place a couple times. Um, you know, but just to look at it, cemeteries for the first roll in, it's just I don't think time's going to permit. And I say that with all due respect. I just know, number one, you go to a cemetery, and it's not like they give you. It's not like they give you, you know, stars on the ground that tell you to walk. You know, it's most of them are tasteful, so they're not going to have any glaring things that say, you know, Cary Grant is buried here with a flashing neon sign. You're going to have to stop at the office and get details on how to find certain places, and that's kind of time consuming.
All right. So the tourist stuff. You've been to Universal Studios. Hollywood sign, that's free. Hollywood Walk of Fame, that's free. Santa Monica Pier, is that free? Well, you got to pay to park. The Getty, I'm sure you got to pay to get in there, right?
Yeah, no problem, Sue. I just I think the Getty is free, but it's like you have zero interest in going around and looking at an art museum, you know.
Right. Hollywood Boulevard, that's the one where all the lights are at, right?
It's where the Walk of Fame is, and
Right. Rodeo Drive, shopping is just like a shopping district.
yeah, it's high end shops.
You
It's
like
all,
Santa Monica State Beach?
well, Santa Monica Boulevard is nice when you get into Pacific Palisades. You got Ocean Boulevard. You got the Santa Monica Pier, which
Sunset
is nice.
Boulevard,
Beautiful
yes.
over there.
Sunset Boulevard, right? Is one.
Sunset Boulevard's okay. It goes through some scrubby areas, some nice
What do you
areas.
think about Universal City Walk Hollywood, where they have the Hard Rock Cafe?
I was just at Universal Studios and thinking, yeah, I know the Getty's beautiful, but
Pacific Park,
That's a commitment of really a whole day to spend at the Getty.
What's Madame Tussauds Hollywood? Oh, that's a war museum. Okay. Venice, Muscle Beach. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's definitely that's the real LA culture down there.
Mulholland Drive, Celebrity Homes.
Well,
You ever heard of Mulholland Drive?
do you know what stone walls are and gates? Do you know how much you're going to see when you ride up Mulholland
Have
Drive?
you heard of Runyon Canyon Park? That's more the outdoor stuff, boring stuff we don't
You're
like.
not going to see anything. When you go up to Mulholland Drive, you're going to see some gates and some walls. It's like Palm Springs.
Venice canals, man-made canals with adjacent walkways.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The canals of Venice. Yeah.
You ever heard of the Peterson Automotive Museum?
I think I've heard of it before. Yeah.
Angels Flight Railway.
Yes, I've been on that. I did part of my cinematic video was that. Yeah. Grand Central Market.
Melrose Avenue.
Grand Central Market is right across. It's a nice market there. It's not like Lexington Market in Baltimore, but it's
Venice Beach Boardwalk. That's what you like, right?
Yeah.
That's where they have all the performers.
Yeah, you have skate bowls. You have Muscle Beach there.
There's great chooching right there.
Yeah, it's great chooching. It's a great place to go live.
Grand Central Market.
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
Food, right? Food.
Good food.
Where is that at?
It's downtown. It's near City Hall down there and all that. So.
El Capitan Theater.
Yeah, that's it's
the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
They've just destroyed Hollywood Boulevard now. It's all hokey with. It's so crowded with hawkers and people trying to get in to look at the footprints and the handprints in the cement and at what used to be Grauman's Chinese Theater.
A lot of stuff to do over there, really.
Well, that's why it has to be defined.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucky Bean, how you doing?
You mentioned you like
I got boundless energy. I'd like to grab one of these ladies in here and all night. Real stream, chooching. There you are. How you doing, CG? I've tried to tell Marshall before. Yeah, let's go on the chat. Marshall's like, you got to pay me, brother.
Well, he
knows I like CJ a lot, so
right.
Thank you, CJ.
Yeah, Los Angeles. So do we get 3 days here or 4 days? Was it 3 days?
Well, I don't know. We have to discuss. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Nice to see you, sweetie. Hollywood stars have shrubs. Yeah, they have shrubs, and really no stars live in Hollywood anymore. They're all out in
my tour
hiding up in the hills and Malibu, and not many stars live in Beverly Hills and around there anymore. So
yeah, I think I would want to see. The places like you say, the lights, Hollywood Boulevard. I'd like to see the LGBT area in West Hollywood.
You get there the first day.
The cultural food, and then the nightlife, and the rest of the stuff.
You got to check into the hotel.
Yeah.
And you got to get something to eat. And then the first night, maybe you chooch Hollywood Boulevard, and you do a 2-3 hour chooch out there and go live for people. Okay. And then the next day, maybe just do recorded content all day of places you want to go and stuff that you want to go. Thank you, CJ. Spanky, how you doing? Yes.
Okay, so what would be the plan? Let's see how you would. Let's just say. Okay, so just go ahead. Say we get there, we check whatever in, and we chooch Hollywood Boulevard for 2-3 hours. And then we go back.
You just hang out. It's not walking, but it's just kind of hanging out. And depending how cold it is or windy, I was down there at Thanksgiving. It was absolutely brutal cold.
So Hollywood Boulevard.
It was unusually cold. We went to Universal Studios. It was 44 degrees, which is so rare for LA, and windy.
Chilly, yeah.
Chilly.
So
Chile didn't even begin to define it.
so if you choose on Hollywood Boulevard, what's there? Is it nightlife? Is it what
It's a
is on
people
Hollywood?
watching zone.
Okay.
You'll
What do you?
always see some YouTubers out there live streaming.
Okay.
You'll see the stars on the Walk of Fame.
Are there Elvis impersonators there?
Stores.
Are there like
There's
Elvis?
everything
There's
out
everything.
there, man.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's in Hollywood, Hollywood
Right.
Boulevard. Okay.
Okay. And then that about does it. That about does it.
And then so basically the LGBT areas in West Hollywood, and then you have um, you got the cultural areas, then you've got the hoods, and then you've got uh, as far as what about food? Well, I guess the food seems to depend on which area you want to go to.
Well, that's where you come in, Marshall, because like I told you, if you go to LA, you have to be responsible for the agenda.
Yeah, if I go to LA, my number one thing is to go to the. I've been wanting to go to Tehran, Angeles for a long time. But now I found out about Little Armenia. That's cool because that's that, and then you know it's just part of the people talked about it for years, and you know we're just getting a little preview. Um,
Yeah, I don't mind. I have to learn, Janet, to allow people to sit down when I chooch.
yeah,
Because I'm
just
not thinking about things, and then Marshall's like, my God, she doesn't stop. It's like she's a machine. She can go 10 hours without sitting down. Yeah, I can, but that doesn't mean that other people can. So
yeah.
I have to kind of, I'm not, I don't want, there'll be a lot of driving. Well, there is an area around,
I mean,
for the trans community over in West Hollywood over there.
I think the walking.
Okay, take care, Tina. Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah, I think what you do, like it's you do the. I'm very interested in walking in the cultural neighborhoods. I'm very interested in walking in the nightlife areas. I'm very interested in walking in the tourist areas. But it comes down to then the hood areas, the bad areas where Rosie wants to walk. Um, that's where there's a limit for me of what far I can go with that. You know, and then
Yeah, how you doing, JoJo? That'd be cool. Love to see you down there, JoJo.
a
It'd
person,
be awesome.
yeah. So it's like Los Angeles is a big area. You're not
JoJo's a
gonna,
nice guy. I hope I would have a chance to see him. I like hearing him on the chats and hearing him talk. So if I had a chance to say hi to you, JoJo, that would be great. I don't bite. I'm not. I'm not. I'm on the small side. So, in some ways, but that would be cool.
well, JoJo. One thing it's interesting that he came up. I got JoJo is half Assyrian.
We don't yet, Lucky.
Yeah, and he was gonna meet Dave, the fisherman, and he didn't meet him. So, if you came to meet Elvis Travels in your backyard and to say hello as a fellow Assyrian, even though me and you don't meet eye to eye on a lot of
Thank
things,
you, JoJo.
but as an Assyrian, if you come up and you meet me on camera and say hello to everybody as a fellow Assyrian, because he is a fellow Assyrian, that would mean a lot of respect to me because you are a fellow Assyrian. Remember, we are the same people. And you can say whatever you want about me on YouTube, but when you meet a fellow Assyrian in person, on camera in Los Angeles, Elvis Travels, and you can prove to the whole world that you have respect for me as a fellow Assyrian, I have a lot of respect for you. So that would be something that I would respect you as a fellow Assyrian for that. That would mean a lot to me. And I've had a Syrian stream snipe me. You remember in Chicago? So, uh,
Well,
yeah,
it's kind of it's kind of JoJo's call.
yeah.
You know.
I would love to meet JoJo. I would love to meet him. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's had a lot of fun. I don't think he's really a hateful person in his heart. And yeah, it would be cool.
I
Uh,
think he's a hard-working guy, and I think
and he's
I never hear him be real negative on. I think
no,
he's got a good sense of
I
humor. He's
think
got
he's
a
had
good,
fun. And he just has some
yeah.
laughs. I don't think he's really seriously hateful.
The
I really
most
don't
I
think
heard JoJo was when he got into it with Vinny G
really.
one night. Oh,
He's actually pretty
and I
funny.
didn't know if Vinny, if he knew. I didn't even know Vinny was just messing around, and I don't think
Right,
JoJo knew that Vinny was messing
right.
around. That was pretty wild.
Well, if JoJo would come out as a fellow Assyrian
Good night, Lucky
and come
Beans.
out and say hi to me and Rosie live on the air, and he didn't do it for Dave the Fisherman, that would mean not that
Well,
I'm
that would make my day. I'd be really
not
happy.
not that I have anything against Dave, but I
You
think
could
that would
tell us
show.
where to get a good shawarma.
See,
And,
the thing he's an Assyrian guy.
yeah, I mean, he would know where to get a
I
good shawarma
I see the thing with he's Assyrian. Okay,
with the proper sauce.
we have respect for each other as Assyrians. He might not agree
I
with
need to
me.
get some baba ganoush.
See, he might not agree with me. He might not support me, but I hope that on camera that he would respect me. That would mean a lot to me, and it'd mean a lot to a lot of these people watching because I want JoJo to show people that Assyrians have a respect for each other because we are the same
Yeah,
people.
that's the way. He says, "I love everyone. I
And
have no hate to any person." I
and
believe
that
that.
would be cool. And JoJo's never been on camera before. You know, he's talked.
Well, I'm not going to wave a camera in his face. I'm just if he does.
I
show
wouldn't
up.
put a camera on you. If you want
I
to be on
wouldn't
camera,
either.
I'll put you on camera. But if you just come up and
I've always been a person of my word. I've
and
never
said hello.
I've never zapped pictures or videos of people and then popped it up on YouTube. I'm a very respectful person of.
And if he doesn't want to be on camera, that's fine. But if he wants to be on camera, that means even more to me as an Assyrian
Well,
because this guy's a
let's
fellow
meet
Assyrian.
and let's have a Middle Eastern eats, man.
Hey,
You know?
that's
That got that table.
yeah. I mean, it's
Some nice bread and hummus and a whole.
right.
What's that good soup I like? That we had Al Masgouf. What was that soup?
Yeah. Here's
lentil
another
soup.
Assyrian, Sacramento. Bob,
Hey, Bob.
I will tell you, you might not agree with me, you might not support me, but as Assyrians, as Assyrian people, we should respect each other. We can agree to disagree, but we need to have respect for each other as a nation. Because at the end of the day,
on camera with Ron Jeremy as a fluffer. That's
but
great.
as a whole, when I got JoJo watching or King of All Things or Bob Sacamano,
You could be my fluffer if you want.
yeah. I think we should all respect each other. At the end of the day, we're all Assyrians. We're all the same people, and we need to at least have a respect for each other. We don't have to agree. We don't have to like each other or
Thank
love
you,
each other.
Judy.
But let's have a respect for each other as Assyrians. But JoJo is funny. He's got a sense of humor. I've seen him on Hangouts. He's funny. I wish I could meet Glenn Henry. I don't know if he'll be around. I haven't seen him
Man,
in
I
a
haven't
while.
seen Glenn
I
Henry
haven't
in
seen
16,
Glenn.
18 months.
But
He bailed. I think he just got too hot
And-
on YouTube.
and if JoJo doesn't want to be on camera, you don't have to be on camera. I still would like to meet you. To me, it's not all about you two. It's about meeting people too. So I respect you. If you want to be on camera or you don't want to be on camera,
Now, for me, LA's a big place. I'm personally kind of hoping some people might come and stream snipe. There's a lot of people in LA, a lot of people on YouTube in LA, and be a great place. Number one, I don't think anybody's ever going to be violent when somebody on YouTube. I don't think anybody's going to
Right.
damage somebody's property. This is my own
Right.
opinion. they might come by and flip you off or something like that. I don't mean you personally, but a person on YouTube. But I don't
Right.
think that they would ever. I don't think they would ever physically hit somebody or do property
Right.
damage to somebody.
Yeah, I think, like I said, with JoJo and Bob Sacamano, they're fellow Syrians. Have they had fun trolling me here over the years? Yeah. Do they really hate me? No, I don't think they hate me. I think they're entertained by me. They've had their fun trolling me, but that's
Well, they're
fine.
talking about the Assyrian voice, which I've heard about. I never heard the story before about that. I don't know. I'm just
But I'm bringing in an audience of Assyrians. I am. You know how much I love my people. I really do. I really love my people, and when I have, as long as below the belt, as long as below the belt, okay.
because I'm too pretty.
You're too. But I am happy that Assyrians are watching me. Bob Sacamano and Joe, these are fellow Assyrians. I don't. That guy's an entertainer, right, Rosen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have either of you ever had Norwegian food? I have not. I would be very interested in trying luke fish, which is the stuff that's boiled in what is that, kerosene or something? The fish that they prepare in Norway and Sweden, luke
Yeah.
fish. Jojo said you like Sargon
Yeah,
Gabriel.
I like
He's
Sergeant
always
Gabriel.
listening
I've
to
been
him.
listening to him and singing like him. Yeah, I love Sergeant Gabriel. Uh, no, I'm not nervous kicking cat. JoJo's a fellow Assyrian. I'd be more comfortable with him than anybody meeting on YouTube. You know why? Just because I know he's Assyrian. We have a connection.
Stewie, come sit in my lap, Stewie.
I like Asa Sedis.
We'll see if something pops up.
You know what's funny with JoJo, Rosie? I used to talk Assyrian to him on the side chat, and he would translate for everybody.
Oh, okay.
That was fun. No, but I've always liked JoJo. I don't take
He
it
says,
seriously.
I like Ashur Bitsargis.
He's another legendary Assyrian singer, yeah. But anyways, yeah.
Lie, thank you. Yes, they use lye to make luke fish.
What is that?
Lye, Lye, which is a terrifically base. You have acids and you have bases, and that's a real base, extremely high pH thing. I would like to try to make a Norwegian dessert, but I don't really think Norway has a renowned cuisine. But I could be dead wrong. I'm not in Minneapolis. I mean, so many Swedes and Norwegians went up to the upper Midwest, right? Minnesota and around in there.
Right.
So that's the way that is.
King of all
Yeah,
things.
I'm sorry, King of all things. I stole them away from you.
King of all things.
Your hand jobs just didn't get it good enough for him.
King of all things. If that's really you, tell me how to say. Tell me how to say orange in Assyrian.
Tell him how to get those legs up in the traps in the series.
Hey, this guy is a riot, Rosie. Rosie, I picked this guy up.
All right, take care. Take care, JoJo.
All right, JoJo, take care. I picked this guy up, Rosie, to take a ride. He wanted to get some Chinese food from Chinatown, and
what, that punk king of all things?
Yeah, this guy walked in the Assyrian club. He walked in with a bottle of hard liquor and a baseball cap. And I'm like, man, you can't walk in with this baseball cap and this hard liquor. And they told him that he couldn't bring it in. And we were riding around, and
did he start crying like a baby when they kicked him out?
No, what happened was he had some 7-Up with him.
I mean, he pretends to be tough, but I heard everybody always picked on him.
No, this is the funny thing. We went to
I always heard he was like the whipping boy of the the whipping boy of the hood over there.
We went to IHOP, and he was kind of, he was kind of drunk, and we were ordering some food, and he pulled out $500, and he put it on the table, and he calls away. He's like, yo, hey, bring me some hot sauce over here. And he's like, I just made $500 tonight, yo. And he's there.
God, he sounds really classy.
But I'm not sure if that's him though.
What a classy guy.
I'm not sure if that's really him though. It could be a troll account.
What a classy guy. You lost me
But-
when somebody pulls out money and sticks it on the table.
But
That means they must have a small.
but the funny thing is, Rosie, you gotta admit there are some Assyrians that are funny. Really,
I thought it was funny when we were in Chicago and he was supposedly off in the dells in Wisconsin. I almost spit out my soda when I laughed so hard. That guy couldn't even find his way out of Chicago to the dells. Oh man, what's up, Coach? How you doing? Nice to see you.
So Rosie, if you
There's just some people that are just thugs, you know. It's
so Rosie,
Anyway.
if you broke down, if you give me a preview because I'm trying to get a picture of this. So we go to Los Angeles.
I'm not making a picture. You are.
Well, I'm trying to because I'm just trying
You're
to
not
get
going to put the work on.
the pull.
Yeah.
We go to Los Angeles. We check in the hotel room. We walk out and we chooch on Hollywood Boulevard. We go to sleep. We wake up.
Man, I got to get something to eat first. Okay. Right. Got to
Okay.
figure out where to get something to eat, and then figure out what you're going to do after that.
And then you would go to.
I probably end up just going to Reno. Yeah, give us all a picture.
And then-
give us all a picture.
Well, I want to get Rosie's picture first. So
That's
I can
not
see.
the real coat. No,
I don't think it was no,
no.
because he would have talked to Syrian, but
He wouldn't waste his time coming here.
yeah, and I haven't seen him
Yeah.
in a while anyway. But and then we wake up in the morning and we have the Rosie's standard $4 Denny's Grand Slam, and then what's next? What do we do?
See, here it is.
Now I
This
know what
is
to
why
do.
I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm not going to go through this. You know.
I know what to do, but I
You don't know what to do.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Well, you want me to detail? You want me to say? You want me to tell you what I want to do?
Yeah, tell me what you want to do. Tell me what to
This
do.
is what I would do if I will. I would go to Los Angeles, check in the hotel room, and I would go get something to eat. I don't know what would be close to the hotel room because where's the hotel room in Hollywood?
Who knows?
It's in Hollywood. Okay, so I would
Might
want
be
to
in
get
Santa Rosa. I don't know. Have to commute down.
right. So I would, if I was close,
Yeah, Missy's like, yes, Vegas, please.
if I was close to the Persian area, I would go to a Persian restaurant because I've been wanting to go to Tehran, Angeles for years. But I would try to get something close.
Yeah, I know that's not the real cook, but it probably is
and-
under a troll account.
I would chooch on Hollywood Boulevard, but probably just for an hour. I wouldn't do a 4 hours. like
Cookie
Rosie
called
does.
Kringle.
And then from there,
Thank you, Lolly.
I would go to West Hollywood, and I would do nighttime walk and chooch
Hey, Claudia.
in the area of the nightlife, and then that would be the end of the thing. And the next day I would do the cultural neighborhoods in the daytime, and then in the nighttime you do the nice, pretty touristy stuff with lights. And then the third day you could do your good in the hood in the daytime, and then probably more nightlife. I would do a lot more nightlife in LA. I'm very interested in the nightlife. Very interested to see what it's like. I don't think I would do the rich homes and all that. I think that would. I don't think I would do that. That's what I would do. I would condense it down to
My experience is
cultural food.
people say, like, if I have to pass through Beverly Hills,
Right.
because you're on Sunset Boulevard or whatever, coming through Santa Monica Boulevard or through there, But people will not watch a separate video about Beverly Hills. They could care less about it. There's nothing. It's they know what fancy homes
homes
look
are
like.
like, yeah,
They know what palm trees look like.
right.
Okay. What they don't know is what Compton looks like. They don't know what you know down in those areas and stuff. Now
And if you do
that's
good in the
the
hood, you
stuff
should do
they
it in the
want to see.
daytime because you can show people more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it should be live streaming. So
Yeah.
so you should be live streaming the good in the hood in the daytime. But
Yeah.
in the nighttime, it's too dark. What are you going to see?
People have. It's been my experience. People just don't care about seeing where rich people live on YouTube. They care more about
yeah,
if you could go inside the home,
right.
and if Snoop Dogg would have us in, then it'd be like a
Yeah.
lot of people would be watching the video. Man, Snoop Dogg had him come
Yeah.
in. Hey, Marshall. Hey, Elvis. How you
Right.
doing, man? Hey, Rosie.
I think
Man, are those things real? Huh?
I think if I went to Hollywood, in fact, I'm just
Hey,
looking at it.
Fats.
I would not want to spend that much time in the tourist areas. I would want to have the cultural areas for the food in the daytime, and the nighttime I would do nightlife. I wouldn't.
Well, I want Venice for sure. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's important to
in
me.
the daytime, yeah. I
In
would like to do
daytime,
Venice
I
in the
want to
daytime.
spend time there, and then I want to be rushed off. If the weather's nice, I want to have a good time
Right.
on the beach and hang out.
But that's a daytime thing, not nighttime.
Might do that. Might be
Yeah.
able to do that. I hope I could be
Yeah.
able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do Venice. You could do Venice in the daytime, spend till 5 o'clock sundown, and then go get a bite to eat, and then go do nightlife. Could divide the nightlife, do a little bit of Hollywood Boulevard, and then do nightlife. But to me, the touristy stuff, it's okay to do it, but I want to see I really want to see what the nightlife is like.
See, touristy. If you do a separate video, and I
Recording.
didn't mean to pump myself, but if I'm not in the stream, then they're not going to care about it.
Right.
They know what the footprints on
Right.
Raman's Chinese Theater look like. Okay.
Yeah.
But if we're chooching through the Skid Row or the Bowery or Chinatown, then it's a different story. People
Right.
want to see that kind of thing.
I think the touristy.
Okay, good night, Julie. Thanks for being on. Hope you feel better, huh?
Yeah. The touristy stuff is it's pretty cool, but I think for me it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's nice to see it and get it on video, but not. I think the Venice Beach would be cool. I think that would be more cool. Spend more time there than the touristy stuff.
Yeah, because I would think that you would want to explore how people live here because they got no money. How to get by in LA? What are they doing?
I want to see
Who's
the
a
van
van
life.
dweller?
Van
Right.
life.
So you have to be prepared to spend time.
But I heard all the van dwellers are on Long Beach. I've heard from many nomads are saying all the van dwellers are on Long Beach and car dwellers. That's what I heard from people in Prescott. So if you could rank LA in importance, things in importance to do, one, if you could
you
say,
have to tailor it to the person. Like,
what is important to you to see in LA? What if you had to rank it in pecking order? My pecking order is number one is cultural.
my
food.
number one thing would be thanks for visiting LA. Have a safe trip home. That would be the sign on the way out. It's thanks for visiting LA. Have a safe trip home.
That food market, farmers market is cool. That food market, Central Market, was that pretty cool?
Yeah, Central Market is good.
What's in there?
You would enjoy it. You want to just try some of the things. But you can't go there at 4 in the afternoon. You have to be there at like 10 a.m. in the morning
Oh, okay.
when they're putting out all of their stuff.
What's there?
Okay, just all kinds. It's like Lexington Market in Baltimore. It's just prepared foods and fresh foods and vegetables and things like that. So it's a good time. And then you have Angel's Flight across the street. That really surprised me about it. LA is not really flat downtown. It's got some hellish hills that you have to climb.
LA?
And I pushed Missy Jen in a wheelchair and just wow. I mean, you talk about how I stay in shape, man. Ooh.
So basically, yeah, I mean, Venice Beach, that's a daytime thing. Is it open in the nighttime too, or is it just daytime?
It's always open.
Oh, it's
you know.
always open. Okay.
Now it's not the high season, but there'll be plenty. If the sun's out, there'll be tons of people hanging out there. There'll be people on the beach. Uh,
It ain't gonna
you
be
know.
like when it's hot in the
Oh
summertime.
no, it's
No.
not going to be like
No.
that at all. You know, but it could be cool. It's a whole experience.
I think the whole
I've done
experience.
cinematic video on
Right.
Venice Beach, so and it's a great place to have a walk. You cannot walk around in flip flops.
Can you
Might
be
as well
topless
just
on
leave your
Venice Beach?
flip flops behind. I could probably be topless on Venice Beach. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'll be. As far as van life, I wonder where Rosie's saying.
That's what
Venice
I think
Beach.
you would find intriguing is how people you could look that up. Van dwelling in L.A. and you find out there's. But I don't want to dedicate a whole day to talking to people that live in vans.
No,
It doesn't. It doesn't shed any light on L.A. It talks about. It's just it's those people which is okay.
Yeah. So I think. There's a little bit of everything. It seems like it's a very interesting city. I think it's a much more.
Scottish, how you doing, baby doll? There's my girl.
I think there's a little bit for everybody in Los Angeles. There's a
Hey,
little
Charlene. To me, I'm selfish. I would like to do things, except for Venice Beach. I'd like to do things I haven't done before in LA. And
Right.
trust me, I've done just about everything that you can do in LA over the years.
Right.
I would like to try some of the foods, the cultural food things. Okay,
You
that
did
would
say
be good.
that.
I would like to look at some of the ethnic areas.
What about the nightlife, Rosie? Is it popping in LA? As far as nightlife, or no?
Where?
I mean, like the trend scene.
I don't know. I never explored the trans scene down there before. It's not been my thing, as you know. I was more sports bars and straight and.
No, that's kind of boring.
Well, for me, it wasn't.
The
I'm
only
already trans. I got tits in an ass.
I
I
think-
don't need to go out looking for it. I'm
looking
just
for.
saying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think the
Hey, Mark.
I think that the
I think it's all concentrated around West Hollywood. Okay?
right.
That's where the most of it is. So
That's one thing that I've asked
now
Rosie.
beyond that, I just don't know. Like
See-
I said, I never sought out those kind of areas.
People, okay, this whole thing is a very interesting subject because you did start your channel.
Yeah.
Your channel started.
I don't
a bit-
really consider myself. I really consider myself a legitimate third gender.
gender,
I
yeah.
don't identify with
trans.
male to female.
Male to female, yeah.
I mean, there's too much of the male in me and all that.
That's
so
that's the interesting thing about Rosie.
I really am a unique individual
She's-
in the
yeah.
gender spectrum, and
Yeah.
I defend that now.
Yeah, I don't like Rosie. You started your channel with doing do it yourself, and then you
Yeah.
did some of the stuff with trans,
Yeah, and I'll address
Uh,
those topics again.
right? And the thing is, no, I don't.
Oh, thank you, Spirits.
Yeah.
You're a sweetie
When-
pie.
when
Thank
Rosie
you for
says-
being on my channel, by the way, for so long and such a wonderful subscriber.
Yeah, I think Rosie's got a good point.
I'm willing to open up a little more.
Right. The what I've I kind of see where Rosie, because she says I'm third gender, and I'm not really your traditional trans girl. That's true. She's not, and I think that's why she doesn't. You don't circulate to them.
Right.
You're kind of like in your own world. You're
Right.
kind of like in your own
I'm
category.
a very small category.
Right.
So
it's
I'm more like the adult entertainment category, but I'm proud of the area I'm in. You know what I mean? I'm more like I've been the exhibitionist type of
Right, exactly.
and proud to be,
Proud to be,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
and not
exactly.
hiding behind that and saying, "Oh, you know,
So,
I want to be girly girl."
so that's why I think with Rosie,
How you doing, Stinky?
you fit better in. Okay, like if I was Rosie O'Kelly, I kind of see where you're coming from. I okay, like I see where she's coming from. I wouldn't.
I'll be right back. I want to make
Oh,
sure
cool.
these things are drying.
Yeah.
These these
I-
cakes.
I kind of understand Rosie's perspective on being transgendered after all these years. I'm gonna tell you guys why. Rosie is kind of like in her own world or category because she's not your traditional uh, transgender person who's whatever feminine girly girl does girl stuff. Uh, Rosie does a lot of things that uh, men do. She's attracted to women predominantly, and Rosie likes. I guess the term is exhibitionist. She likes to show her body, which is nothing wrong with that. So, if I was Rosie, I think that I would be. I would like to be in a, if you want to call it, a kind of a the
traditionally male pursuits,
Right.
vintage audio,
exactly.
vehicles, working
So-
on.
So I think that with where you're at, like in other words, if I was Rosie O'Kelly, I would have more. As I wouldn't feel that I would be at a place if I went to a transsexual club because you're not the traditional transsexual.
Right.
I would feel more comfortable going to like a straight nudist resort or a straight beach, a nude beach, or a place where there is heterosexual or more bisexual than just straight trans. So I get where she's coming from. But from my perspective, I thought it would be entertaining, because I'm a Rosie fan like you guys, if she were to interact with other transgenders, people, to get on her channel from the streets. In
I
other
don't
words,
tend to get along with them because I don't fit their
you
traditional.
don't fit their traditional,
I don't fit
exactly.
their traditional
Mold,
mold.
exactly.
And
that's the thing.
you would think trans people would be the most widely accepting of
Accepted.
differences,
They criticize.
but they're the most closed-minded
Close-minded, yeah.
with their own little idea of what
A
a
trans
true
should
trans
should be,
is,
exactly.
as
Yeah.
opposed to somebody that doesn't fit their mold
Mold.
must be a fake.
Right.
So that's
So-
what disgusts me a lot about, and why I never hang around with the traditional trans community.
Yeah. You're more
That's it.
comfortable being with straight people, I think, than
Yeah.
trans. Now, I don't think,
Yeah.
as far as gay people, I don't. That's not a. They're not your competitors. But a transsexual girl or transgender girl, she sees Rosie as a competitor, or would be critical. So I think the only ones that you're comfortable with is the one you know on YouTube. Yeah.
Ask me if there's a happier trans doing right.
So am I right that you would be happy in this exhibitionist category? I think
I've
I'm
always
right.
been in that
You've
category,
always been in
but
that
that
category.
doesn't define the totality of my life. What I'm saying is I enjoy the physical aspects of it. And I don't try to hide that and sugarcoat it and hide behind all the
Right.
other psychological
But you
mumbo
don't
jumbo.
you don't say, hey, because I'm trans now I've got to live like a woman. Now I'm going to
Exactly.
give it all up.
Exactly.
I'm going to
Exactly.
exactly.
There we go.
So I kind of see where she's coming from.
Yeah. So just think about maybe the only femme thing on me is just the packaging. What's up? No, hipster Evan, that's not the real.
So how does a person
The real coat's already embedded.
So to socially-
Chicago, it's
so to socially interact with
10 p.m. he's got to be in mom's basement.
So to socially interact with the transgender world, with transgender people, right? How does a person like you go? How do you do that? Say if you wanted to, how would you do that? If I mean, how
I don't know.
you never tried?
I've never gone out of my way to do that.
Right. You said you even had some fights, right?
Yeah, typically we'll have fights and have
Arguing.
difficulty getting along. Hey Cindy, how are you, honey?
Because Rosie's not your typical. She's not.
Thank
Rosie
you,
is.
Claudia.
Narcy calls you a trans lesbian.
Well, I've got to stake out who I am.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not going to be one of these people to be hammered into some type of mold to make other trans women
Feel
happy,
better.
who are some of the most miserable people I've ever met in my life. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, and that's why, like I said, yeah, that's
What does that have to do with LA? Not a lot,
No.
but it explains why I've never really sought out to hang out in those
with trans
areas.
is that.
I'd rather hang out with a bunch of the girls at the girly club at the Hong Kong club. I'd rather hang out with a whole club full of genetic women in there.
So
to me, that's like heaven. You know, that's like it.
So Rosie, what do you think the reason was?
Irrespective of my own issues, that's where my interests lie in that. So.
Why do you think in Tijuana that all the working transgender girls were put out on the street and not have a place of their own like the girls? Is it like they're not equal in Mexico?
Yeah, they're not equal. They're not.
They don't have the same
treated,
rights.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Mexico's a very tradition-bound
country.
Okay.
Right.
I think a lot of those South American places, even though a lot of the trans adult female entertainers come out of Venezuela and Colombia and places like that, they're not Brazil. They're not accepted within their within their country. Thank you, Opiami. It's very fluid, yeah. And I'm a person that that accepts that fluidity, and I'm a person who's very happy with who I am. But it doesn't put me in good stead with a lot of.
So you're saying you're embracing your masculine male side. You are embracing.
I'm embracing that, enjoying it,
right.
and enjoying the female packaging. So,
right,
that's life. Thank you, Cindy.
I think
it is an interesting culture, but the thing I'd most dislike about the trans culture is the people that want to force other people to be the most accepting of their lifestyle are the most ignorant and closed-minded when it comes to differences within the trans community.
There are different kinds of trans.
Exactly. You know, which really is sad to me. But that's life. Yeah, Johnny White, I don't want any BDSM. Marshall already found out I have a sadistic streak with the drill of doom.
So with and that what I like about Rosie is, like you say, she's enjoying. Rosie, let's face it, Rosie.
I know myself. What's the old saying Shakespeare said? To thine own self be true.
Rosie,
most of the trans. How many happy trans women do you really see?
Exactly.
How many? Honestly, Marshall.
Right.
Stop and think. Don't answer the question. Think about it. Think about YouTube.
They're always ticked
off.
How
many genuinely happy trans women that have decent lives do you know on YouTube that don't have mental health issues,
anger
issues, narrow-mindedness issues, substance abuse issues.
They got problems,
Yeah,
they do.
I think I'm actually the most well-adjusted and happy one because I don't fit that mold. I don't consider myself that.
Right.
Yeah, that's right, Missy. That's right. So.
Yeah, so that's
Tom Finland, let's lighten up a little bit. It's
even my friend.
early
My
Saturday
friend,
morning.
Mr. Y said, he says, I've never. He told me, he said, I've never met a transsexual like Rosie. I've never seen. I've never met a person quite like her. A transgender person like Rosie. That she's just different than the usual transgender person.
Well, that's why I get a lot of crap on YouTube, but the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and I'm a very happy person.
Just being who you are.
I get up happy every day, you know.
Just be who you are and
Yeah.
do your thing. But
being a slob and getting my hands dirty and working those dikes on the electrical work and all that stuff.
so Rosie,
And I get along. I like to be treated like one of the boys, but look like one of the girls.
Look like,
you know?
that's a nice thing. She's in.
Yes,
Rosie.
Tom,
Rosie
please.
is.
We're not having a negative conversation.
Rosie is enjoying her feminine side, but also embracing her masculine side.
Now,
That's
what about your sexuality?
My sexuality.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What about my
What
sexuality?
do you mean? What about? What do I mean? What do I mean?
My sexuality.
Where do you fit on the gender spectrum?
Where do I fit on the gender spectrum?
Look at him. He's going to repeat every question that I say.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm an alpha male. That's where I fit in. But I don't.
Where do you fit in on the sexual spectrum?
I don't label people. I like the people. See, people like you, Rosie.
I mean, you want to talk about other people, but when it comes to defining yourself,
I'm talking
you
about.
don't have that ability to just stand up and be counted and say what you enjoy in life. And I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're. Honestly,
people,
I don't know.
But see, people like you. They don't like.
You know, I never discuss it. I don't come out and ask people what it is.
Yeah. I'm not. People like Rosie because they like the person. They don't care if Rosie is a woman or transgender or a man, or whatever. They like the person. You guys like Rosie, the person, the human being, the soul.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being bi or whatever. You know,
but
it's a fact of life.
But we're sitting here. We're not talking about sexuality. We're talking about the way you live your life. Do you live your life as a transgender? Want to live their life as a woman? Are you living your life as a woman?
Well,
or
you
as
said
a man?
Darce calls me a trans lesbian. Is that not sexual identification?
Yeah. I personally think. I think it's beautiful that Rosie.
Me, I don't even care. You know, I'm just saying.
I think it's beautiful that Rosie embraces her masculine side and her feminine side. We're not talking about sexuality. We're just talking about the way she lives her life.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm so happy. You know.
Exactly. She's just being herself.
To thine own self be true.
You know, the whole sexuality thing. People want to know people's sexuality. My channel isn't about my sexuality. It's about van life. My channel has nothing to do with my sexuality. I'm not here to talk about my sexuality. I'm here to talk about my van life and travel. That's the subject. But I'm not asking you about your sexuality.
Yeah,
I'm asking you about
You did.
I'm asking you
girls, or you into guys, or you.
No, I didn't say you're into girls or guys. I didn't say that. I know that Rosie likes women.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Who
trying
do
to.
you like?
I'm trying. I like women too.
Okay. There you
I'm
go.
trying to get Rosie to embrace her masculine side more, and that's why I advise her. Maybe she needs to, for a time being, lay off the.
That's right, I'll be honest. Each
estrogen
to
and
own and
testosterone.
be true. That's my whole.
I would get a kick out of seeing Rosie.
Like I never talked to Marshall about it because to me, number one, I always feel like it's not my business. Number one, number two, it never involves me. And number three, I've never really been one to care what people do in the privacy of their own, home or van or whatever. I always felt like it's not really my business to know that. But he'll go balls deep on me in the conversation. But if you ask him something, it'll be like, you know.
Well, our channels are about. Our channels
it's
are.
fine.
Our
I'm just
channels
talking
are about
LA.
Yeah, or about
What I
travel.
want to do down there now, would I like to see the trans area? Of course I would. Would I like to go to a trans bar to see what it's like in LA? To get dressed up and go in there? Of course I would. There's no doubt about it. Would I have a good time? Yes, I would have a good time.
Probably. I mean, uh, it is what it is. We're just checking
I
things
always
out.
go to those bars, and I always feel like uh, there's just a hyper competitive atmosphere, and they tend to look at
So,
you one way only, as if you're physically make the grade or not.
yeah, Susie, let me answer your question. Susie says, uh, Rosie's channel isn't. I'm not talking about Rosie's sexuality. I'm talking to. I didn't ask her what her sexual preference is or what she wants to do in the bedroom. The subject of the matter is about how she lives her life. Rosie is a unique third gender. She lives her life more as what she embraces her masculine side, probably more than her feminine side. She lives her life more as a man would live his life. She does a lot of things that men do. Let's face it. But she also does things that women do. She bakes. So, but it's beautiful that she's embracing both sides of her. God created her what she is. She's embracing both sides. You know, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, so would I, the bottom line is, would
Yeah.
I go to those places and have a good time? Yes, I would. For the experience of being able to say, hey, in LA, we know what the club
We
scene
know
is
what the
like.
close thing.
Yeah, yeah, then what's wrong with that? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. You know?
You don't have
I might
to.
complain about a $10 drink or something, but at
Right.
least I'll be able to say, yeah, I know what it's like in uh, in LA. So,
Right.
you know.
So yeah, just to check out the nightlife checkout places. And again, whenever you're out doing something, one thing doesn't have to dominate the whole uh, um, experience. You know, you can do a little bit of everything. Have moderation. You know, have a little bit of moderation when you're on the road. You know, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know,
So my own thought is that that might be a cool thing to do, the first evening. But as you get closer to the weekend, of course, the club scene ramps up. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. So
I think with my idea of peeking at places and taking a look or getting a preview.
thank you, Mark.
I think maybe doing shorter, multiple chooches in different areas would be more fun than doing, say, a mega chooch in one area. Now you would be able to see more things than just doing, like, say, if you do a mega chooch on Hollywood Boulevard, you do a serious 6-7 hour chooch.
You
Then you're
can't.
just seeing,
You can't. You
yeah,
can do maybe an hour
an
on
hour,
Las Vegas Boulevard.
right? But if you break it up, you could chooch, you could walk chooch 4 hours a day, but you could do 1 hour for different areas and see more, and then you know what I'm saying.
That's fine.
Uh, I think that,
Kitchen Stadium's tomorrow night, Mike. Gonna have a good time.
but
Marshall's gonna be on the fryer tomorrow.
what are you cooking? Well, I was gonna make lomo saltado. Well, I don't have the ingredients, but what are you gonna make? What are you making?
Steak.
Steak.
It's gonna be in the skillet. I might throw the grates on the fire and throw the steaks on the fire.
What kind of steak is it? Strip?
No, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. The several hour chooches are more fun.
Well,
People
if
definitely
you,
like to join them. you know.
yeah, it depends on where you're going and what you're doing. You know,
But
I mean,
that's good. So yeah, if I don't do the traditional tourist things, I'm happy.
I think a long chooch on Venice Beach would be cool because Venice Beach is unique, I guess.
Yeah.
It would be cool to do a long chooch there. But when you're talking about tourist areas or food areas, I mean, how much are you going to chooch? 1 hour, you've already seen enough. How much are you going to show? But Venice Beach,
Yeah, there's a lot.
that's a lot to show.
There's a lot to do over there, right?
to show, But
You gotta hope the weather's decent. There's no place worse to be than a beach area when it's cold and windy
Yeah.
on a winter day.
It's too cold to be in the water. You'd have to just
Oh,
walk
you
along
can't.
the
No,
thing,
it's impossible.
see all
It's
the
impossible.
performers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean you can lay out and get some sunshine if it's a sunny, calm day, but you can't ever. Rosie, will you ever have a meetup for your YouTube subscribers? Probably not, Mike. Like, I don't think it would be worth it to meet me.
So Rosie,
To have a meetup for me, it's just like I'm not saying I'm not worth a meetup for people, but I'm just saying I like just organic when you meet somebody
right?
on the street or something like that. But I would be embarrassed to have people come to. I
Um,
can't believe we drove to
right.
meet Rosie O'Kelly. What was that all about? It's like,
Right.
what were we thinking?
I just want to say this is the last thing that I want to say about LA. I think Los Angeles is a big city. I think there's a little bit of something for everybody to have a good time. I really do believe that. I think it would satisfy a broad spectrum of people depending on what you want to do. There's all kinds of stuff. But one thing I just want to ask Rosie this question. Um, uh, when it comes to a drive-in chooch, you know, I really love the drive-in chooches. Now, people will say I love the drive-in chooches because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk. I love the drive-in chooches not because I don't want to walk. Number one, it's safer to do a drive-in chooch. Number two, you can see a larger area. You can learn more about the city. You can learn more get the layout of the city of where you could park at in Boondock,
Thanks, Sherry.
where you could eat at. There's much more content that you can bring in a short period of time. When it comes to the walk-in chooches, uh, uh, and it's not that I have a problem walking or I don't want to walk, but this is the main question I wanted to ask. A walking chooch. Let me give you an example. Ask you this question. In Los Angeles, you have the tourist areas, okay? You have the nightlife, and you have the cultural areas of food. The three things, the three big things, right?
Right.
So for these three things, or let's just say the good and the hood, what you like, right? Fourth thing. What do you think is the appropriate, how long a chooch should be, a walking chooch?
If you're going to be on foot,
Foot.
I don't think it should be. If you're not a really good walker, and if the like if you go in a hood walk, your chances
Like how
of
long should
something bad
yeah.
happening, the longer you're out there, the more chance
More
something
chances you have.
negative's you're gonna have a negative encounter.
Negative encounter. The longer you're out there.
Yeah. Like I broke Oakland up into, I'd get down there about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I would chooch 20 streets of International Boulevard. And that would take me till about
4 hours.
5 o'clock. About 4 hours.
4 hours.
5 to 6, and then I'd get in the car and I'd drive it in Chinatown and get dinner. Okay, that was
Your
that
chooches
was
average
important.
4 hours.
So
easy,
I
4
don't
to 6
think,
hours.
yeah, and in Las Vegas, D and I would be no more than 5 hours
No
on
more
a
than 5
chooch.
hours.
Any more than that. And
So
I
in other
think
words,
it's just,
when you do a walking chooch, whether it be whatever area, a chooch, in your opinion, a chooch should last 4 to 6 hours.
No.
That's your. So how long
No.
should a walking chooch
like
last?
if you're going to
Because you have different categories. You have good in the hood. You have
driving. A
nightlife.
driving chooch can be 5 hours.
That can be
Nobody
fine.
cares.
Nobody
People
cares.
People will come onto the stream. They'll leave the stream. They'll go back and watch it later.
Go
If
back
they
and
miss
watch it later.
part of it.
You saw how many views you got on the. But when we're talking about walking chooch, how long do you want to do a
There you
cultural
go, Sherry, Anna.
chooch? How long do you want to do how long do you want to be? If we do the walking chooches, I don't mind doing them.
Pick an area.
Okay, so say if we go to Tehran Angeles, you just want to do an hour there.
Yeah,
an hour
you
is
can
good
only
enough.
do an hour in that place.
Okay.
You know.
Because you said Hollywood Boulevard, you said 2-3 hours.
No. no chance. Unless you were just sitting down for a while and trying
And
to meet people
meet
and
people
talk to people. Uh, well, some people like the. Some people enjoy
yeah.
the. Some people enjoy the driving.
Yeah, I
Answer
mean,
Nicole Green. I don't have Nicole blocked. I never. Why would I block Nicole? I don't have Nicole blocked. Is that the real Nicole? I don't know. I don't even see her on. I don't do. I haven't blocked
I think, yeah, mixing it up, yeah, like what Mr. X was saying, you can drive to one area and get out and chooch for half an hour, 1 hour, and move on to the next area, and have a mix where you're driving and walking.
Does anybody have a link to her channel? I mean, I don't. Surely
Yeah.
I didn't block her. Anyway,
Uh,
go ahead. What were you
no,
saying?
I'm saying what we do with Mr. X. You can have. I can. If I go to Las Vegas, I
For
could.
me, it's like
I could
the
do.
people are number one.
The people.
I don't care about the Hollywood Hills. I
Right.
care about the people I see on Venice Beach because they're not normal in the sense of what you see every day. They're still very normal
Right.
people. Uh, Missy, I don't know. All they have to do is just drop me a line. Some nights moderators take people out or whatever. I don't know. I can make it like new@gmail.com. Yeah, hey Brooke, I do.
Because with the when
Yeah,
you're
the
doing
Hollywood Strip is small. It's like 3 blocks and it's done.
right. So yeah, when uh, even with me, when I do videos, when I interview people, I'm interviewing a van dweller and their rig. To me, it's about the people and it's about the rig. You take that same concept and you put it on a live chooch. You want to show the what's going on,
Yeah,
but you also
people
want to talk to
watching.
people.
That's right, Liberty. It's people watching. Number one.
People watching, and you also try to
Ask
get
her to just send me a link because I would. I just sent her something at Christmas, man. It's not like I'm gonna block her on my on my channel.
right.
Doesn't make sense. If she just drops me a quick email, I can take care of. I can take care of
Yeah.
that.
So when I said
With apologies, because I don't know how it happened, because I sure didn't block her up.
it's about, for example, like you say, people watching and interacting with people,
Right.
getting people on your stream, whether it be somebody at Venice Beach, whether it be somebody in Hollywood Boulevard or whatever. You want people to interact.
That's what people live for, is to see that interaction with people. You meet colorful people, and they see how you negotiate. How you talk to them, interact, and have a few laughs and things like that.
And yeah, so I think that Los Angeles covers the whole spectrum. It's got everything that you need, anything that you could imagine, I think. And now, when I mention transgender, so I understand where you're coming from because you're in your own world.
Right.
But let's talk about when I'm going to say equal opportunity employer.
Like I'm one of those people that's happier in a sports bar or something.
Exactly.
Or
right.
A strip club with the ladies, and like the Hong Kong club in Tijuana was like.
Right. Now this one, I'm gonna
bring it on, ladies.
I'm gonna I'm gonna so my last point is that I want to make about content, and it's a key point. You've got the courage to take a camera and put it on anybody's face in the street. You're bold. So why not have an equal opportunity for everybody? In other words, why not take that format and say, you're going to go to Venice Beach and do it. You're going to go to West Hollywood and get some trans girls on camera. You're going to go and put that camera on a van dweller's face and give them equal opportunity and say, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put them on my camera. I'm going to interact with them. Why not have a little bit more of use that same format,
Can I be?
but put it in different
Yeah.
your
Can
goals.
Can I be brutally honest
Right.
and give you the answer?
Right.
And don't be offended.
All right.
Honestly, I could care less about van dwellers. I find them very boring
Okay.
people. Okay, thank you, prepping. Now that's
Right.
just being honest. That's just my thing.
Okay.
I like RVs, but I don't find the people particularly
People-
fascinating.
fascinating.
Or in it. Now van dwellers, I could be wrong. I don't know that many.
Okay.
But of all the people in RVs,
Right.
I think the people in travel trailers, fifth wheels would be the most boring. Then the Class A's, then the C's. Now you get to the B's and it's more interesting.
It's more interesting. No, I understand with you.
Okay.
No, I understand with you. But what I'm saying is,
let me check this over
Yeah.
here. I have no idea. Give me a second here.
transient interactions are much as memorable as long
Okay, let me
ones.
check this. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Marshall. Just keep.
Oh no. What I'm saying is, I understand Rosie's format of
I mean, I'm just being
interacting with
honest.
people.
I'm
whole-
not saying that to offend Marshall.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's my own personal preference. It's not, you know.
Right.
But I do think it gets more interesting as the vehicle gets smaller till you're living
No,
in
no, yeah, I agree
in
with
a
you.
Astro van
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. Let me see what's going
Yeah.
on here. Oh, here it is.
She was blocked.
Huh. Okay, let me fix this.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on a minute. Well, go ahead. It's gonna take a minute for this to come
anyways,
up. This computer.
that was my whole.
Let's see.
That's my whole thing is to take that same type of format, but apply it in different type of environments and scenarios, and put yourself in a position where you're still interacting with people, but you're interacting with different types of people, whether it be people, nightlife, or tourism, or van dwellers, or conventions, festivals. In other words, taking that.
How do I find if on here? Do you know?
They go about.
Yeah, I went to the about.
And then, there's supposed to be a little.
Yeah, they're supposed.
Oh,
to
the flag.
Yeah, but the flag is report.
No, and you click that, it'll say.
Let me see something.
Click the flag.
See, it says report user.
Oh, it doesn't
That's
give you an option to unblock.
Let me go to my phone. Hold on a minute. Anyway, continue the conversation. No, I was just being honest about what I enjoy on the chat. Let me get my phone. Hold on a minute. All right, hold on, Nicole. She thinks I got a rogue mod in here. I don't know.
But that's my.
Okay, here
that's
we go.
my point.
Let me.
Is take this
Okay,
idea.
Nicole, you're unblocked. I don't know how you got blocked, but you're unblocked. With apologies from me because I don't know how in the heck it happened, but you're all good to go.
In other words, if somebody's, I've interacted with people, I've got them on camera, I've many on my channel, so.
Yeah, you like van dwellers.
I like van dwellers.
RV people.
Right. Now I'm just saying, you could take this format and apply it in any scenario. You could be at a festival, you could be at a fair, you could be at an outdoor event, you could be in so many different environments, and get people on camera and interact. Besides just the hood. That's my point. Because like Rosie said, when you're in the hood, the longer you're there, the higher the probability that something is going to go wrong.
Well, remember, I draw the limit.
Right.
Like Lexington Market in Baltimore was, something I look forward to. The oldest indoor market in the United States. Okay.
Right.
1769 or something.
Right.
Okay. But it's in a terrible neighborhood now. and there's something very aggressive about the people in major cities
Right.
that they tend to be very confrontational about things.
Right.
If they just get it in their head that they don't like you having a camera, not necessarily that you had them on camera, but they don't like the idea of somebody filming in a public market,
Right.
then they're gonna get in your grill and cause some problems. You know.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
I left there, and I was glad I didn't have a confrontation, and I went over to the Edgar Allan Poe burial place there. So
Yeah, I don't think that Rosie wants to go into the hood. I don't think your intention is to go there and put a camera on a person's face and have a confrontation.
no,
You want to go there and you want to interact with people on the street, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's so many other environments that you could do that in besides the hood. It's such a huge world.
yeah,
It's such a
agreed.
There's so many other
Liberty,
environments.
when we had the LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ party in Canada, in Toronto, I considered it very lucky
Right.
that we hit there just when that was going on.
Right.
I had a good time. You didn't have a good time at
No,
the
I didn't have a
and
good
I
time.
can't understand that. I don't know why.
Because people
Maybe
were
the
being
crowd.
obnoxious. People were trying to grab my camera. There was people walking around naked. It was completely It was chaos. It was crazy. There was just no. It was just unbelievable and stuff.
I forgot about the naked.
Yeah, there was a guy. There was a
More than
butch
one,
dyke
there was
almost
a-
grabbed my camera. You know what I'm saying? People want to get and that
I
exactly,
remember that.
Missy. Conversation, not confrontation. I don't believe that she's looking for a confrontation. Who in their right mind is going to want to go out and say, you know what? I want to go confront somebody. No, I think she's looking for a conversation. I don't think she's looking for a confrontation. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure if she'll be able to be seen in this chat, but Nicole was. I did unblock her, so I can't see her,
Yeah.
but I know she's unblocked. I have no idea how she did. It's not like I was going to block her. Like I said, happy to be her friend. Sent her something at Christmas. It ain't like I'm going to block her in January.
Right.
So, but I guess I have a rogue mod out there. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
So yeah, I just think that Rosie could take that format and she could have conversation with anybody, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of it is she wants interaction.
Pocket
that
Change
people want to
said
say,
that we claim to enjoy Tijuana.
oh yeah, that I like. Or you
Oh,
like?
refresh.
Oh.
Okay, hold on a minute. She knows more than I do. Let me see. Hold on a minute. That's a good idea. I don't know my head from my honey about.
Well, maybe it's not.
I probably do have to refresh the browser here. Let's see. Oh, Ginger. Who is Ginger? Yeah, I just don't see her. I don't see her. I don't know. I hope she's not on the Google. I hope it isn't on the Google side too. Remember all that nonsense, Marshall?
Oh yeah. When you have to go
Yeah.
on the Google account,
Well, help me find it.
you gotta go to you gotta
Yes.
open the other browser. Well, you gotta open. You're already on Streamlabs anyway.
Right.
Just go to your.
Open another browser.
No, you could just go to your name. You see your name up there?
Here
Your
it is.
icon on your upper right.
Yeah.
And click
Settings.
settings. Yeah, I think it's settings. Yeah. And then you go into edit on Google. I think it's that one. View or change your Google. Maybe it's that one. Or edit on Google. It'll take you to the Google page.
Well, I don't want to edit my stuff.
But you want to go to the Google page. Okay, this is your account page. Okay, now the left, just click OK. That left, you see up there? Right there, a little tab there.
Or is it over here?
I guess you get, well, maybe it's over there to the right. Go to the right up there. No, to the right, upper right. You see the little hashtag box there? Okay, yeah, here it is. I think it would be, maybe you gotta go, maybe you gotta click on manage your account. There it is. Manage your Google account. Maybe it's that one. Okay, now you're in there, yeah. You're right. So you gotta go to, it's on one of those tabs on the left. People and sharing them. And then blocked.
Where do you see
Right
blocked?
It'll have all the people that are blocked. You know,
Yeah,
blocked.
what a nightmare. I don't see her on here. NYK. So she's not blocked over here. I don't know. Maybe just on this particular stream, I won't be able to see her on here. I don't know. Dang. Music Lock Pro. I guess I'll have to catch it next time. I didn't see her.
So the whole.
Oh, there she is. There.
Who are you looking for?
There she is. Nicole's right there. I see you now, Nicole.
Where's she at?
Right here. I'm not used to seeing
But that's a different name, though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not used to seeing.
So the final thing that I have to say about this whole subject is.
Sorry, Nicole. I have no idea.
When it comes to a people interaction.
Hello,
right?
Nicole. I see her now. I'm
When it
not
comes
used
to-
to seeing the name on the.
When it comes to people interaction, are you going to interact with people in different environments?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're here now, Nicole. I see you. Happy New Year to you. Marshall, to me, is if I feel like I can connect with somebody and they're not going to just immediately say, get the
Get the
camera in
camera
my
off
face.
them
Everybody has a story, in my opinion.
to be on the camera.
And to be shared on
At
YouTube.
any environment.
In any environment at all. Whether it's Beverly Hills, the guy that's coming out to make sure his Rolls Royce is polished correctly after his chauffeur.
See what dudes roll the same?
What?
He's agreeing with me with what I said about Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I loved it. I had a great time. I loved the city that night. It was church and what was it? Church and whatever street down
Wellesley
there.
or
Wellesley and
something.
Church and Wellesley there down there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna grab another beer.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can define LA and
yeah. I think
it's all good
it's.
to me. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's got a lot to offer. It's got a lot to offer, a lot to see, as far as content, as far as interacting with people. Like I said, that I'm putting my opinion that when you're a content creator, you can interact with anybody who's camera friendly. What I've did in the past on my channel, I've interviewed a lot of van dwellers and nomads because that's what I'm interested in. But you could take that idea and take that format into any type of environment, anywhere.
all right. All right.
You know. So yeah, that's the thing. So
Well, it's probably going to be around the 22nd or so. I'm hoping the weather's. I'm hoping the weather's going to be good. He's not a fast drinker.
Public environment. That's right, Dude's World. Anybody, when you're in a public environment, some people are camera friendly and some people are not. But I, I have to have a reason why I'm going to talk to somebody. And Rosie's format is she'll talk to anybody at any time for any reason. She's very open. She's an equal opportunity employer as far as bringing people on the channel. She's
I don't
open.
know what happened with Nicole, but Nicole will tell you I'm one of the dumbest people to work the in and outs of figuring out how to get people blocked and unblocked on on YouTube.
Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, LA is the most non-judgmental and laid-back city. It is. It is.
Yeah, so, you know.
That's the good part about LA.
I think that, you know.
Nobody really cares about anybody
Right.
else's business. You know, it's just a big city.
I want to tell you one thing now, Rosie. Now, Rosie, you know my sister Janet is a very famous
Yes.
bodybuilder and
yes,
everything.
competitive.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm very well known in the Assyrian community, not just because of YouTube, but because I'm an Elvis tribute artist. And people come up to us all the time like we're celebrities, basically. We don't have to go up to people. They come up to us. Okay? And I'm not trying to be conceited or nothing, but that's just the way it is, basically.
Well, I don't have that luxury.
Now-
Nobody knows
now-
me, so I'm not famous. So
Now, it's a good thing that Rosie is down to earth and that she'll initiate conversation with anybody and talk to anybody, and whoever's camera friendly, she'll put them on camera. That's cool. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people don't know me like they know it. I mean, I'm not known to people if I'm on the street. I mean, people will come up and say, Rosie, and they'll stream snipe.
The one thing that I want Rosie to understand, and everybody watching to understand, is that the mystique of Elvis Travels is Elvis Travels, the king of the free world, almost 5 years living in my van. I'm at an undisclosed location. And the only people that can meet me is people that I know or approve or have known. You know what I'm saying? I've had people chase me down a highway. You realize that? Wanting to meet me. I've had people stop me with video cameras. I've had all kinds of stuff. I don't have to, in other words, I don't have to go and take my camera out and ask people to come and talk to me. Because there's people that are always wanting to come and they're looking for me. So when you have the mindset of that, then it's like a buffet. Then I can choose, like at a buffet, this is what I want to eat. This is who I want to talk to. Now sometimes I chase people like you, the people that I got on all my RV videos, I chased them.
Right.
Because I had an interest in them. I wanted to interview them and their rigs. So the mystique of Elvis Travels is someone who's not easily accessible. Not anybody can just get to him and just walk up to him. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I like about the mystique of what I do on YouTube. So if I have kind of the same approach like Rosie, like I'll meet anybody, I'll talk to anybody, I'll have anybody on my camera and channel, it's not going to work out for me, because if I do that, then I'm not Elvis Travels anymore. Then I'm somebody else. I'm not who I really want to be on YouTube or what I have been for almost 5 years. I'm just a completely different person. And that's what I'm trying to get Rosie
Yeah,
to
that's fine. I mean,
understand.
I just
that
I enjoy engaging people. Period. I
right.
mean,
That's the
I'll
thing.
go up to them. They don't know me, so
Right. Exactly.
I'll tell them I got a.
Right.
Yeah, there it is,
If I make myself,
Nicole. But I will
if,
go up and talk to them and just
if I
engage.
have
Tell them
open
I have a
house,
YouTube channel. And I'm
right.
just doing a live stream on the street. And
Yeah.
Glenda Robinson, LA Coffee Funds. Keep up being you, darling. Now off to the supermarket. Thank you, sweetie. 20 pounds
So
from Glenda Robinson. Thank you, sweetie.
yeah, if
Much
I
appreciated.
Coffee funds, keep up being you, darling. Now off to the supermarket for me, lol 20.
There you go.
so
There you go. Thank you. Thank
That's
you,
the-
sweetie.
that's the last thing that I want to say about content. I don't really want to say that if I open myself up like you to the public, and I meet anybody, and I put anybody on my camera, and I say anybody's welcome to come knock on Lisa Marie while I'm sleeping boondocking somewhere, I'm gonna have a huge, huge problem. So I just can't do that, and I think Rosie understands that, because if I did that,
Thanks again, Glenda.
if I did that, I'd have a huge problem to deal with now. And I don't want to open myself up
Yeah.
to the public.
Well, I don't
like
want to be
that.
involved in it. I'm not telling
Right.
people to come up to your van or seek
Right.
you out. I'm just doing.
I don't want people to think that it's
I'm
it's
just
okay
doing
to
my
come
own
up.
thing,
People
you know?
see me all the time, and I don't want people to think it's okay to just come up and knock on my van if I'm boondocking somewhere, or come and put a camera on my face, or to build their channel. And if I open myself up to the people completely, if I completely give myself to the public, then I'm doing that. And then I'm going to have a problem. And that's what Rosie has to understand. Because I don't want to open myself up to the people like that. I don't want to do that. I want to filter and pick and choose and screen who's on my channel, who meets me,
Well, I
who's in
think
my
he
life,
realizes
and
that,
what's
Nicole, by being out there, when we are out there, we do put ourselves at risk. We
Right.
do. For me,
So-
it's a positive. I mean, I've had some negative confrontations before, for sure, but
yeah.
I don't feel like I have to live in fear of people on YouTube. Yeah, people in the street, I got to be in fear of. They don't know
Fear,
me.
yeah.
But as far as people on YouTube, I feel pretty comfortable about, not having to worry about somebody coming to physically beat hell out of me on there.
But people,
For Marshall, I mean,
People
unfortunately,
on-
it's kind of a different story. He has to be aware of his surroundings. To me, it spoke volumes. He said, when I go back to Chicago, I enjoy I'm going to have the undisclosed locations again.
Right. Exactly.
And I thought I wouldn't want to live my life as having to worry about whether people knew
If I
where
open
was or not.
myself up to the people like you, if I completely just gave myself to
Thank
the public
you, Harvey.
like you, then that means that everybody who comes up with a camera that's going to put on my face and rig, that wants to make a name for themselves on YouTube, because I'm a big name on YouTube, you know that, let's face it, then that means I've got to have the responsibility of building all these people's channels. And I don't want to take that on my shoulders. I don't want to give myself to the public and have the responsibility to say, you know what, I have to meet people and be on your camera and be on your show and talk to you to build you when I get nothing out of it. And that's why I won't give myself to the public. Because then now it's channel building.
Building a channel, people come on and can you give me a shout out, or can
Right.
Could I interview you, or could you be on?
Because they want to use the
so
difference
what?
between me and you is this: is they want to use me to build their channel. They want to use you for a shout out. That's the difference. They want to use me as their content to build their channel. That's why everybody talks about me, all of them. That's the difference. They're using your platform to bring people there, but they're using me as content. By recording me, by stalking me, by calling the cops, by following me, all of the above. Do you see what I'm saying? So why should I tell people, you know what? I'll meet anybody. I'll build your channel. I'll be on your content. I'll be on your videos. Why do I owe these people that? Why do I owe them that? I don't owe them that. I don't owe them an interview. I don't owe them that I should be on their camera or meet them. Why should I do that? Why should I have to do that?
I don't know. To me, it's fun. You know, it's just
See, that's-
new people to meet and
Exactly.
new channels. You know, for
A lot
me,
of YouTubers just don't meet anybody. There's a lot of them. Nomadic Fanatic doesn't tell people where he's at. He's gone for 2-3 weeks. His videos are behind. There's a lot of YouTubers that they're not
yeah,
doing
but
what
we're
your
all
policies.
different. Like
Exactly.
I like to be very public. I
Exactly.
like people to think
That you're publicly
they
accessible.
can put a note on my van and say, "Give me a call when you wake up" or something. I'd like
Exactly.
to meet you and hang out, buy you beer, or
Right. That's
now you have to
that's-
accept there's nothing wrong with that. That's the kind of person I am. That's
kind
the
of
way I
person
like
you
to
are.
live life.
Exactly. But when you're
So
living
if
in a
somebody
van,
says-
when you're living in a van,
If somebody
and you,
says, "Will you come on my channel?" or "Will you give me a
Will you
shout
give me-
out?" and I'll be happy to. You know.
right.
Hey, how you doing, D?
But you know, you're in a different position because I'm on the road, and there's people that are always trying to find me all over the place. So it doesn't benefit me in any way by giving people an
Yeah,
interview,
it just
meeting
makes
people,
you-
telling
you know,
people where
it
I'm at,
just
and
makes you a
boondocking.
nice person. That's all.
It makes
You know,
you
there's
a
gotta
target
be-
because if people knew where I boondock, they call the place to get me banned from boondocking there. They'd call the cops. They'd be making stalking videos harassing me. All of the above of all the stuff that happened to me if I gave myself to the public, to these people. Because most of the people that watch YouTube are trolls. That's just the reality. There's no benefit of me giving myself to the public.
Yeah, I heard Neil
know.
passed away. Another great Canadian.
You're just putting yourself as a target for the public. You're putting your safety and security at target for the public.
Well, why are you on YouTube then? You know,
I'm on
sooner
YouTube.
or later they're going to catch up with you, man.
Well,
Okay.
but why should I put myself as a,
You don't
why
have
should I
to.
give my
Nobody's telling you that you have
Yeah,
to. I'm not telling you not to.
right?
But I'm saying there's nothing wrong with helping people in life to build channels and help their YouTube grow. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's just
that's
my
what,
feeling. I mean, I'm a person that loves people that have success.
but people have
and
channels
achieve
dedicated
things.
upon me. There's people that
I
are talking about me.
understand that,
I'm on a
but
whole
there only
different
gets
level
so
than what
much
you.
traction.
Right,
Marie.
exactly. So that's what it
Yeah,
is.
you need to be in a gated community, man. That's where you need
The
to
difference between me and you is people are making content. Their whole channel, their whole life, their whole soul is talking about me.
Yeah.
Your channel is they want to come on your platform to get people to go follow their channel. They're not making videos. They're not making parodies of you. They're not talking about you night and day 24/7. They haven't followed you down the highway. They haven't invested
Right.
resources to come after
So I'm
you.
happy.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I've been a positive person. I haven't done things to make people
Now, okay, you talk.
dislike
I know
me.
you brought that up with the positivity. I know that I've told you before. Since I've been with you in June, I'm untouchable. There's nothing that you
Right.
can say or anybody can say about me. I've got a clean record. You can bring up positivity and negativity. We've already been through that.
Yeah, I've been very happy. You've been a model citizen since June.
But
Yes.
all I'm saying is just my
Come
opinion
on,
of what I'm
Hot
saying on
Frog.
YouTube. Like this guy, his whole channel is about me. His whole
His channel
YouTube
is about
existence-
comedy, man. He's funny. Hot Frog does.
Okay.
He's a good guy. I mean,
he's
it's-
impersonating me,
he
which is
thinks-
against YouTube terms of service.
He's not a.
And
He,
and YouTube should be they should be taking him down. That's another person who has no content. So so yeah, there's two ways of doing it. I'm not going to give myself to the people. I don't owe any of you a conversation or a video or a shout out or for you to be on my video, for me to be on your video. I don't owe you that. I don't owe you nothing. That's where I see it.
and for
I
me,
don't know.
it's
I don't know
and-
Hot Frog anything. I
and
don't
for
know.
me,
He's never supported me with one penny.
for me, I don't. To me, honestly, I don't care. I mean, I believe everybody's entitled to their own feelings about how they interact with YouTube.
Right.
But recognize that I feel differently about it. I enjoy meeting people. I
Right.
enjoy helping people, build their channels and things like that.
Yeah, I don't, Hot Frog. I don't owe you a conversation. I don't owe you an interaction. I don't owe you acknowledgement. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you anything at all. At all. You're making your whole content about me because you have no content. That's the bottom line. If you had content, make your own content. You don't have to talk about me. And I don't owe you anything or anybody else anything. I don't. That's the way I see it. And the correct term is Elvis tribute artist, not Elvis impersonator. Yeah. So that's the way I see it. You know, I have a lot of respect for myself, for my Assyrian culture, for my RV community as a van dweller, as a nomad. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of who I am. And I'm not in debt to any of these trolls. I'm not in debt to
Yeah, it's
have you
like
stream snipe me.
Laurie.
Or,
I don't deserve any credit for Laurie. She insists because I gave her some idea about starting at the beginning that she, like I did. I didn't do anything for Laurie. It's
Right.
your own skill that built your channel. I mean, I'm very flattered. Thank you, Teresa. Honest to God. We're just different people. That's all. We both enjoy a very small degree of success on YouTube. Nothing monumental. It's fun, but this is what makes the world go round. I like interacting with people.
Right.
Marshall likes to control. Like if I want to meet you, then cool. But if you just don't assume because if you ask, like CJ Real Stream wanted to have you on it,
Right.
but I've had to tell him no, it's not going to be. I can't do it. I can't force people to meet or engage people, and I'm not here to tell Marshall to change his ways about the way he feels about that. And I've always held my ground on this. We can't tell other people how to interact with people on YouTube. But just don't look down on me if I am a public person that does enjoy.
No, yeah,
if people do come up and stream snipe me, I
Right.
enjoy it.
Right.
Now the good news for me is I'm confident 99% of the people aren't going to want to physically hurt me.
Right.
They're there to say, "Hey, Rosie, I finally got a chance to meet you. You're in my town, and it's
Right.
cool."
99% of the people are good people, but not everybody is good.
But I don't think anybody's going to physically assault somebody on YouTube. I don't think somebody's going to physically damage somebody's property on YouTube.
Right.
I think people vent out, they say things, but when it comes to real life where the rubber meets the road, I don't think people would physically hurt a person or
Right.
property,
Right. Yeah, I mean, no. Most of the people on YouTube, they're not going to go to that level.
Good night, Mike.
But on my situation,
Now,
what
yours is
I've
different.
experienced,
I
I'm
mean,
on a whole different level than
Yeah.
you are.
because I haven't done the negative stuff. You haven't since June. It's been good.
There's nothing that anybody can
You've
say
done
about
good.
me since.
You should want to do good.
But I don't have to. I'm 38 years old. I'm a fully grown man. I don't have to live my life for anybody else. I can make my own decisions and do what I want to do. I'm not perfect. I'm not Jesus Christ, man. I'm a human being,
Thanks,
man.
Steve.
I make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect.
Well, I've gone to the
But
wall and I've backed you up with since
nobody
June, you've been
deserves.
great,
Nobody
but I
deserves.
don't take any responsibility
Yeah.
for
Nobody
the future.
deserves to be stuck on the highway for an hour. Nobody deserves to have notes put on their car. Cops called. FBI called. I mean, I'm the stuff that I've went through is beyond. There's nobody on my level that's faced the stuff that I faced on YouTube for the past almost 6 years. Had my family called. Uh, it's completely on a whole different level. So, uh, and nobody deserves that for being a YouTuber.
Good night, Mark.
At all. So, yeah, I don't agree with Rosie on
That's
on
fine.
publicly,
And, I don't hold that against you
on
because
publicly
you don't
putting, you know,
appreciate, but don't hold it against me
no,
because I'm a totally different person.
right,
I don't drag the baggage from. I haven't said hateful things on YouTube or felt the need to go low on people.
right,
You don't ever acknowledge that's what you did to create. You created your own.
okay,
You told me I'm not a choir boy. I'm not here to be a goody two shoes like you, Rosie. I'm here to just be me.
right,
And you know what? I accepted that. I don't care, man. You
right.
be all the Ric Flair you want to be. I'm not going to argue with you.
No.
But you don't respect people that have an open feeling about YouTube and enjoy the fruits of positive relationships and
Well,
putting a smile on people's face and not having to say negative things about people.
the reality
That's
is,
not my nature.
the
to be
reality
negative.
is, like I told you before, I'm a human being. I got feelings. I've been with you since June, but all I see is 90% of the people that watch you hate me. And it affects me emotionally.
It affects me
mentally.
too. I don't
And
like
can
to
only
see
take,
it on the daily.
I can only take so
But
much. So when I see
but I'm a realist
right,
too. I know it takes
not
time.
I'm not perfect.
I
I'm not
know.
Jesus Christ. But
I
when I see that,
understand
it affects me
But
emotionally.
that might not change for a very long
And I
period
understand
of
that.
time.
It has nothing to do with you. It has to
Yeah.
do with the people. I'm
Yeah.
not
If
perfect.
I
I'm
could-
not
if I
Jesus
could-
Christ.
if I-
but I
yeah,
can say
Marshall,
that I have
if
nothing
I could
that you
click
can
my
say about me,
fingers and make
Right.
it stop, I would.
Right.
Because I've had your back since June and said yes. It's been.
There's nothing that you can say about me or anybody
right.
else in June. I am untouchable.
That's right.
You can talk about me for 6 years, but
And I
it
will
affects
say,
me
yeah.
emotionally. It affects me mentally.
I know it does.
When I see people insulting me, people cursing at me, people saying things about me, people using my family pictures, it affects me emotionally. I'm upset about it. I'm a human being.
that.
I have a soul.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So I've done all that I can to be positive and do the right thing.
Nicole, I would feel sorry for them that they can't have change.
But that's how I see it.
I would actually feel sorrier for them than for Marshall at this point.
I'm not here to argue with these people or debate them or curse them. I don't.
But that's
most of the people I'm not going to meet.
That's just my feeling. I'm a person who
but,
moves ahead in life. I'm not a person that drags the chains of the past around. Hey, what's up, whiskey? Ooh, that would be me. Whiskey. That would be me.
I can't control your people and what they say. It's your channel. It's your show. But you've known me for almost 6 years.
I know that.
And I've been on YouTube for 6 years.
And how many times do I ask people a day on my chat, hey, let's keep it positive. Let's recognize good things are happening.
That's fine.
I can't go out there and grab everybody by the collar and say, hey, it's been great since June, blah, blah, blah.
Right. No.
But people have come forward. And there have people that have said, hey, cool, it's been good, and blah, blah, blah. So
right. If somebody out there,
I mean, and honestly, Nicole, I hear far worse things being said on YouTube these days. Sadly,
like Tom Finland, he's one of your mods. This guy's been hating on me this whole time.
I asked Tom.
I haven't said nothing about this guy. I have never talked about this guy. I don't know who this guy is.
I've asked Tom repeatedly to
At all.
you
But
know,
all I
come up
see,
to
all I
present.
see him is hating on that side chat. I never
I
talked
don't
about this
block
guy.
people, Samantha.
I don't know
Honestly.
nothing about this guy.
I don't block people.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I understand that people are going to have their say, "Hey, thank
and
you, Katie."
That's all I'm saying. And that ticks me off. That pushes my buttons because I've never attacked this man. I've never talked about you. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an agenda against you. I'm not debating you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm living my life and doing my content. But you come in here and you say your hate on Rosie's channel that's unwarranted towards me because I don't have a vendetta against you. So what is your vendetta against me? That's what ticks me off. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason that you should be hating me. I never said one word about you. I don't even know who you are, man. That's what I want to know. I don't deserve that hate from you. But that's what I've been seeing this whole chat here today. Now, if I'm going head to head with you, Tom Finland, okay? If I'm trolling you on my channel, I'm going head to head with you, then you got a reason to come at me. What is the reason you're coming at me for? That's all I'm saying. That's my point. There's, you know? And that's what ticks me off.
Well, my bottom line, Marshall.
If people are going to be mad at me, have a reason to be mad at me. Have a reason. Say that I'm going to go after y'all because you went after me, man. That's what I'm saying.
I've asked Tom to just lighten up. There's no basis in
I don't know you,
being
man. I
that
never
way.
talked about this guy. I don't know.
I understand that. But
That's what
I've
I'm
also
going
gone to great pains to stand up for you and say, yes, since June, it's been a great experience. There hasn't been any negativity at all.
Right. You're
But
hating
you've
for
got
no
to
reason.
understand that there's people that also have viewed you like a play toy. And there's a certain element of people that cannot stand the fact that they may not have you to bash around, you know, and they don't want to let go of that experience, you know. So they, no matter what you do, they're never going to recognize that.
I haven't
since
went after
June,
this guy. I
well,
haven't
I
went
understand
after
that.
him. I've never talked about
But
this
there's
man.
some people that are so invested in the game that they
Right.
can't pull themselves out now. They will
Right.
never say a positive thing about
Right.
you.
And for
Now, I've
6
already
months,
accepted
I'm
that.
untouchable.
I know. I'm saying
I'm
but I've already-
untouchable
I-
for
but I've
over
already-
6 months.
But I've already
Yeah.
accepted it's going to happen.
That's what I'm saying.
There are some people that get up in the morning.
Right.
They hate everything.
Now,
They
if he
hate
had a
their lives, okay?
personal vendetta against me, if I'm going after
Well,
him,
I've asked Tom.
then we could
I've
go
said,
after
Tom,
each other. But
I've
what's
asked
the
Tom
reason?
repeatedly, lighten up, Tom.
Yeah, and all I've been
You
doing
know?
is hating this whole chat. Have I ever talked about you? Have I ever said anything about you? Do I know you? Have I met you? That's what I want to know.
So I say, keep doing what you're doing. but
He's the
I'm
one
not
who's
gonna-
hating, not me. That
I
is the
understand
fact.
that. I understand
He's
that.
the one who's
And
hating.
I asked Tom to
He's the
lighten
one who's
up.
trolling, and I haven't said nothing about the guy ever.
Thank you, Pocket Change. Thank you.
So I don't deserve for him to be hating on me. I've never went after this guy. I'm not hating on the guy. I don't know him. And I have a reason to be upset. I have a valid reason to be upset. Because you're hating on me and trolling me on Rosie's chat for no reason. I've never talked about you, never said a word about you, man. I don't even know who you are. I've seen you
Oh,
pop
I
on Rosie's
understand.
channel.
Nicole. I've said that a lot of times, Nicole. Will always be. It takes
That's
a
all I'm saying.
long time to break from the past, but it does not mean that you should not want to continue to do so. So I
Yeah.
applaud Marshall for the way he's been since June. Do I have any ownership of what happens when he leaves the rancho? Zero. Okay.
I have a legitimate reason to be upset. It's a legitimate reason. I'm not talking about this man. Never talked about this man. Never trolled this man. Never said a word about him. And he's coming in here and hating on me for no reason. Absolutely no reason. I have no war against him. You know? That's all I'm saying. What's your problem with me, man? What's your beef with me? What is your beef? What is your problem with me? I have a right to ask a question if somebody is hating on me. What is your problem with me? What is your beef with me? You know? I mean, it's not healthy mentally. It's very toxic. It is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I even today uh, was talking to JoJo, and he's trolled me a lot. But I'm talking to him, and he was cool with me.
He
And
was
I'm like,
nice.
hey,
He
he's a
was-
fellow, and I don't
he
care,
was-
man. You know what I'm saying?
He was nice tonight.
Yeah, he was nice. I didn't care.
Surprising.
I mean,
I was happy tonight that he was.
yeah.
He was nice.
So I don't really care, but I'm just saying this guy's been pounding on me this whole chat, line after line after line, man, for no reason. I mean,
Hop Frog, you keep doing what you do good content, man. I think
That's all I'm
I
saying.
think it's funny.
have a reason. If you're gonna pound on me, have a reason.
If people can't enjoy parody, then they probably shouldn't be on YouTube. You know, I mean, if you can't.
He's impersonating me. It's against YouTube's terms of service.
It's not impersonating.
It's impersonation.
He's parodying you. He's making original content
Right.
on your character without putting your name on there.
Right.
So he's safe from any kind of striking by you. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one thing I'm going to address. And
I mean, I don't know what to say.
I have the
I
right
can
to address
laugh
that. If
at
somebody's
myself.
pounding on me for
I
an hour,
understand. I've
Yeah.
asked Tom. I've told
Right.
Tom before, please lighten up. You don't really know Marshall. You know, don't just fall in line because other people do. I mean, evaluate for yourself.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not.
Yeah, Lemon. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. So,
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not asking Tom to donate to me. I'm not asking him to like me. I'm not asking him to subscribe to me. I don't know you. I've never met you. I've never said a word about you. And I don't deserve for you to pound on me here for 1 hour, troll sentence after troll sentence after comment for 1 hour pounding on me for no reason. If I had, if I said something about you or I came after you, then you have a right to come and retaliate and come after me, man. But I never said one word about you. So why come after me? Why not let it go? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, that's right, Bill. Alice, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Yeah.
That's a comment of the night.
We
Bill.
came in here talking about Los Angeles
Yeah,
today,
we're
making
doing
content.
good.
I was not talk.
fine.
Never said didn't talk about anybody. Didn't
I
talk
think
about
we
this guy.
pretty much defined what we want to do down there: the cultural
Yeah.
food, the bohemian life.
Right.
Stay away from just do the Las Vegas Boulevard. Check out the West Hollywood, the clubs.
Right.
Do the food scene.
Just get a little bit of a preview, like feel for
Yeah,
it.
I'm all for
see,
that.
See what it's like. You know what
Sounds
I'm saying?
good.
But yeah.
Actually, there's nothing worse that I hate is hauling people up to the tourist spots
Yeah.
in cities. I
know.
dread, when terror came to San Francisco. We
Hey.
got to worry about where we're going to park every place that we go to.
And people like you say, Rosie, people are gonna say and do what they want.
How you doing, Bailey? How you doing, sweetheart?
Everybody's an adult. They can believe in what they want. But if you're going to pounce on somebody, and if you're going to go after somebody, have
a reason.
Have an agenda or reason. Say, I'm going after this person for a reason. This is why I'm going after this person.
I didn't get the answer. I didn't get the question, Nicole. The chat was moving too fast over there. I'm not used to seeing your new name either
But
in the chat. I think I got a Russian in here. Nikolai or something.
But all the time that JoJo's been trolled me for years. But I know he wasn't doing it from the heart. He was just having fun. He's a funny guy. He's just saying, like, okay, I'll meet you, man. So I'm open to meeting people. I'm just saying that if you're going to go after somebody on YouTube, have a reason, have an agenda. Say, this is the reason why I'm going after this person. I'm going after this person because of this. At the end of the day, people are going to say do whatever they want. It doesn't really matter. I don't really pay attention to it, but I'm just saying, have a reason and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It all matters what we're doing today. We're talking about content. We're talking about travel. We're not having drama channel. We're not talking about people. I'm not talking about
putting
anybody.
people on the spin. not putting people on the phone anymore, Nicole. It just blows up in my face. No,
Tom,
not doing
I
that
understand
anymore.
you. You're here for Rosie. This isn't my channel. This is her channel. I agree with you, man. People aren't here to see me. They're here to see her. But ask yourself
Well, I
this
would agree
question.
with Marshall. You don't have to pile on just
What-
because it's the flavor of the month, Tom. If you have something specific that
Ask yourself a
you know.
question. If you have a beef with me, if you have a problem with me, state what is your problem with me instead of coming and just pouncing on me.
Like
Troll says, tell me what your
like I
problem
do.
is.
Like if I have a problem with
Yeah,
Marshall, I tell Marshall you got a
Right,
problem.
we disagree all the time. But what's the point of coming and trolling a person one after the other? If you have an issue with me, tell me what
He
your-
likes to grind me down and
If a person has an issue with something, the other day, I told Rosie, I'm like, look, we're walking on this path. There's a pit bull dog. I had an issue. If a person has an issue with something, say, and as soon as we say yaba, yaba,
Yabba.
ella la mushkila, ella la problem.
What's that? Get the legs
Yeah.
in the air.
We can sit down and we can hash it out and say, Elvis, this is the problem I have with you. Is there any way we can
No,
fix
Lindsay,
this?
I don't defend. I
Is
just
there
understand
any way
there
that we
comes a
can-
point where I have to recognize that
Is there any way we can
people
sit,
that don't want to recognize change, I have to deal with them.
if a
I have
person,
to start closing them out of my life and saying, you know what? No matter what this poor person does, change won't be recognized. But I can't allow hate to rule my channel. I can allow humor, laughter,
right.
but I can't allow people to just come on every day and use my channel as a substitute platform to get at somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's not what my channel's about. My channel's about fun and travel, projects, good times. I can't allow my channel to be used as a place where people are going to congregate to just bash on somebody. It's not what my channel's about.
That's all I'm saying to Tom Finland. If you have a problem with me, tell me what your problem is. We'll have a civil conversation, and then we can move on. But there's no reason to come in for 1 hour, man. One bashing comment after the other. There's no reason for that, man. I'm 38 years old. I'm almost 40 years old. What are you, in your 40s, 50s? Most people will watch.
I let it hang
YouTube
out,
older.
OGB.
There's a time to move
People
on.
like
There's
to
a
see
time
the
to
people like to see the bulge. I let it hang out.
That's all I'm saying. There's a time where two people. I just moved on with JoJo. I don't care. I said, hey man, I'll meet the guy. There's a time to.
You might meet us down there too.
Yeah.
You might pop up.
That's all I'm saying.
Might do that. I don't know. I was happy to see. I was really happy tonight to see JoJo come in. Were you surprised?
I was surprised, yeah.
Because he's talked very negatively about you.
About me for years, yeah. I was surprised he came out. I'm
and
a
he
guest.
came in and he said, you know, it's 2020. I don't have hate in my heart for anybody anymore.
And Tom Finland, I'm a guest here in Rosie's house, like you're a guest in Rosie's channel. We're both guests to Rosie. So all I'm saying is, if you have a problem with somebody, state what the problem is, and maybe we can fix the problem. Maybe we can have a civil discussion, and then move on. There's a time to move on. But just to go keep on holding the grudge and going after it, you know, it's just not healthy mentally to just keep on doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. It's time to just...
Don't worry. Be happy.
That's my whole point. Like JoJo, you saw I didn't care today. He's been trolling me for years. I didn't care today, man.
Sell me to the French.
You're not answering her call.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on the phone tonight. I'm not going to go down that road again. That's the root of all my trouble, yeah. Boxing match with Elvis. You have to pay $5,000 to box you, right? Isn't that the rate that you said to get in there?
10,000. I'll give them the cage that anybody
you have
can.
to set up. They have to set up the arena and cover the
Everything,
expenses.
yeah.
The whole deal.
Right.
And you have
But-
to have insurance on yourself, right? So, you know.
Right. I'll be going back home to Chicago, Tom Fillon. Don't worry. Rosie will be back with D-dubs. The big time choochers are coming back. I'm just, you know, Assyrian.
We'll still be
I'm-
chooching. You'll need
I'm-
more crap done on your van. Mr.
I'm-
X will tell you,
I'm,
Marshall, I'm not going to do that.
I'm just a guest here. I'm
I
a temporary.
got bad knees, Marshall. I can't do that. Let Rosie crawl up on top of the van. That way, if the fiberglass breaks in,
Hey,
it'll be her problem.
and I'm just a guest in America, Rosie.
Don't worry, be happy. That's it, Harvey.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll
Yeah.
continue to make good content coming up. I'm very happy the electrical's done. Tomorrow we can slide. I mean, you want me to finish that window surround before it goes in,
The windows surround.
you know, to have that finished.
You mean the plastic?
Yeah, I was just gonna hang the
Oh, hang the.
thing, but I guess I'll have to work on that tomorrow and try to finish that up down there. So.
Yeah, maybe the going away party for me. Then she can bring D-dubs in. That'll be the going away party because somebody has to replace Elvis, right?
Lord, leave D alone, would you?
Hey, we all love D. I love that. I told you I got more respect for this guy. I couldn't. He's a great man. He's a better man than me. I couldn't do what he did. 3 months, almost 3 months of.
Yeah, we're working. We're currently in the midst of the IRS issue, Mr. Positive.
I'm a guest.
We're
Tom
almost ready to the point where we're going to go live and be on our knees on the steps of the federal building, going into the into the IRS.
Rosie is. You guys love D-dub. Rosie is better with D-dub. You guys all love D-dub. I can't replace D-dub.
Good night, Pocket Changer. Nice to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming on. He's slow on
I'm
beer.
done with my video.
Yep. And I'm going to wrap this chat up, guys. So, thank you.
Good night,
We're
Tom
going to
Fillon.
LA. I don't know when we're going exactly, but we will figure it out. I want to thank you guys for being on the chat tonight.
And I want to say good night to Tom Finland. No hard feeling towards you, man.
There you go.
I hope from here on in, you can just come in here and have a good time, man. There's no reason to just come in here and be negative, you know. I ain't got no problem with you, man.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being on, and have a wonderful Saturday.